Let's go. Turn that shit up, man.
The following show is for mature audiences only. Shy City Sports.
Watch the tape, and when you see the tape, you know the tape doesn't lie, and the tape doesn't lie.
Rob, you want to tell everybody what the chant is?
Well, as a Chicago Bears fan, I'm not going to say it, but an ill sentiment against their leader.
I'm going to say it. They're chanting "Fire Nagy."
Football summed up on Thanksgiving. I mean, all week long for the Atoshan household and TTNL, there's been football at every turn, whether it be Powder Puff alumni, Powder Puff, the Thanksgiving Day game here in the town, my dad in the stadium, and all of that, and the Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions. That right there, and let me just say this, with the news of up and down, unbelievable patronization towards you, the fan, from George McCaskey and Ted Phillips, and all of these news outlets reporting Matt Nagy's gone. Everybody and their brother knows, just like the song Fire Nagy, everyone knows Nagy must go. Today is just a perfect cherry on top for what it is that we've seen in regards to Matt Nagy-led Chicago Bears football. An offensive guru? Not. This guy couldn't find his way out of a paper bag. It's the unfortunate showcase of what it is that you do when everyone's watching. How do you handle yourself? You squeak out a win versus the hapless Lions, who have zero shot of beating anybody in the NFL and have all their laundry list of issues, yet you're in a battle for the final drive, and people out there consider themselves PFF football fanatic, whatever the hell the fuck you think you are defending Matt Nagy as not being a problem. I got a little rational reason for you. The head coach is the leader of how the program is going to be run. The head coach, who's an offensive-minded guy, is the leader of how personnel and the offense is going to run. Now, rumor is it Nagy was going to be fired no matter what right after this game. Now, we got to hold politics. Politics is more important than performance. We hear performance over the politics. What I saw today is a travesty. Now, or what does he need to improve on?
Well, like you said, though, right? Like his improvement came now. You're talking about an undrafted free agent, right? The guy who worked his way to the starting lineup. A lot of it because, like we know, Cody Whitehair and James Daniels struggle processing information at the pivot, which is a very important thing to do with a rookie quarterback. Point out the mic to arrange the offensive line to get everybody moving in the right direction, which is Sam's strength. So if you watch the TV copy of the Tampa Bay game, you'll hear him making calls. The reason they ran the ball so good against Tampa Bay Buccaneers is because he's calling full zone. He's recognizing the blitz. He's putting everybody on the right guys, and they're all moving in the right direction. This is what he's good at. He has to, and like you said, this game, he improved a lot on his point of attack. But I will argue with people with this. When they tell me, we need somebody better than Sam Musser, I say, how many centers have you watched in the NFL? Because I watch them all. right? Bradbury's the number 1 pick for Minnesota. He gets manhandled every game. We watch Kendrick Green from Illinois, University of Illinois. We watch Eddie Goldman manhandle him at the point all game against the Steelers, right? So Steelers and the Bears. So all I'm saying is,
that was Eddie Goldman.
When people say we need a massive upgrade at center, okay, give me names. Give me who you think is better than Sam Mustipher. How many guys in the NFL are better than him? Because a lot of people will just say that. Oh, he's not good at the point of attack. Well, show me the block you're talking about. Show me a guy executing.
Can you imagine,
in camp?
In
okay,
camp,
so you giving me you didn't give me a name of the Packer center at all, and then you gave me Ryan.
I can't remember
Jensen's
his name.
Ryan Jensen now. Ryan Jensen.
Lindsey, is that his name?
No, Lindsley is playing for the Chargers now.
Lindsey,
he does a decent job over there.
I like
what
that,
saying,
dude.
Though. What I'm saying is most of you guys say these things, but you can't give me an example of somebody who's a massive upgrade over Sam Mustipher. So all I'm saying is, before you say these things, make sure you watch the center position. Make sure you watch how other guys execute for other teams. You just saw the Steelers' young center, who everybody's raving about. You saw Eddie Goldman murder him on 4th and 1.
Yeah.
That's the point of attack now.
Yeah.
People are raving about this kid. Okay,
Eddie Goldman, I think, is the top.
He gets. All I'm saying is, look, I don't mind having this argument. I watch a lot of center play. I do.
Yes.
I watch a ton of them. I train centers. I watch centers. I can give you names if I say these things. I can give you who is a massive upgrade over people. There's 32 of these jobs in the world. There's not 32 good centers.
I totally agree on that, 100%. I look at.
I know what people say. We want old recruits. Well, look, I don't want to. I try to stay as humble as possible. I'm an all-decade center, right? Well, they don't come along. There's only 2 in the decade, right? There's only
You're
2
my
guys
Hall of
who make
Famer.
all-decade.
You're
There's
my
only
Hall
2
of
guys,
Famer.
so they don't come along all the time. You're trying to build a team here, trying to build an offense here, and look, if you find yourself a first-round talent at center, by all means, take him. By all means, take the guy and try to upgrade your offensive line. By all means.
I'm on the record. This is Sam Mustipher's best game against the
I agree
Steelers.
with you.
No doubt in my mind. Watching the tape, I'm focused on Sam Mustipher and this offensive line. That's what I'm. That's
they got to
what
get they got to get Larry Borum. They got to keep developing him. I think he's looked good. I don't know what you thought about him. I thought he looked good at right tackle.
I did too.
I think his problem is getting nicked up. His problem are injuries. His problem is he had a concussion once already, and then he had an ankle. So I got to see him. Like Phil, I'm going to be watching him, to be honest, 6-7 weeks from now. What level is he playing?
Yes.
Is he staying in shape? Is he staying in the weight room? Is he staying mobile? Is he staying fast? Is he staying strong? Is he staying mean? Because it's easy. I don't want to say it's easy, but it's easy to come in late in the year, middle of the year, be fresh and play good football.
Do you feel like this guy's done in Chicago end of season?
I don't know. I don't know because, Phil, I worked in that building for a long time. I know how hard these guys work. So I just don't know how much longer they can go in that building. And I don't know, for me, like you said, okay, we'll make you head of football operations. I have to ask them a ton of questions after games like that. Like, why are we running boot? Like, you have to give me a reason why. And it has to make sense to me, right? I have to be able to talk to you and say, okay, man, like, I wouldn't have not waited 9 minutes in the second quarter to run boot. I wouldn't have ran naked to TJ Watt. I wouldn't have ran that scheme you ran in Cleveland. I wouldn't have left Justin Fields out there and my offensive line with no help just so we could get railroaded the whole day. One of the worst performances anybody's ever seen. But there is a fact that Justin Fields seems to be improving, that he does look good sometimes out there. And the second half of that Steelers game was exciting to watch him. I don't know what you felt, but I felt like when he walked on that field, I watched him, Montgomery, and Mooney walk to that huddle. And I thought to myself, man, I like that. I like the attitude, the way they were walking on that field. They walked on the field. It's not easy to do. They walked on Heinz Field like they owned that place. You know what I mean? Like, they were going to put the ball in the end zone, and the Steelers couldn't do anything about that. So I have to weigh that into to my Nagy experience. But he's going to have to tell me how he's going to keep us out of this situations we keep getting into with him, right? Exactly. And I need to see more leadership from him. I need to see the defense play better. Sean Desai, I don't know if that was the right hire now when I watched him play.
Agree.
I don't know, man. And I was worried about that going into the season because, again, he's young, and I don't mind that, but I don't know how big of a voice Pettit has in that building. But also, he's surrounded by a lot of young coaches with a lot of experience in the NFL, which to me is not smart when you have a young DC.
smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Chicago's trading up.
100.
Yes! What? Here it is!
I know we need to run the ball more. I'm not an idiot.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Open competition.
Keeping it 100. The smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. The dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man and Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east or west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, moving forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shayne's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shayne got some haters. But now the mouth stuffed like the true and now and laters. Debaters, straws get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks trolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shayne. 100's what we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the upstairs. The tape never lies, the truth, you see. We laugh, we lie, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Max Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun debt. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100. Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Draft Dr.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Money Man Marsaw.
Oh, this is Claudio the Barber, and this is Shy City Sports Keeping It 100. Well, with the win against the Lions, technically we're in the hunt for the playoffs, but we all know here at the Tape Never Lies and the 100 crew know the only thing we're in the hunt for is a new fucking head coach. All right, so we're going to talk about that and much more with you guys, and of course, the man, Shayne, the red-nosed reindeer, Marsaw.
Yes.
And
Compliments to my daughter.
Phil, the originator of the Fire Nagy chant. What's up, bro?
30 seconds before showtime, I come downstairs, hug my daughter. She fucking unleashes her death claws.
She raked you?
Yeah.
Claudio's back.
Oh.
TTNL's back.
Back together.
Smoke weed every day.
That was a lot that weekend. That weekend was a fun weekend.
Yeah, that weekend is definitely one of my favorite weekends.
Awesome.
It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. We're here. We're back. It feels good. I was just laughing at the Olin stuff because it's like it was the center. And, you know, when you're doing analysis and you have a great guest, and I love Olin, he's my guy to be the president, but I'm not focusing in on centers around the league to get into a debate. I'm focusing in on the lack of strength at the point of attack, and the tape tells me that Sam, you know, has his warts, and that's what it is. I mean, we all see it. If we have to rank what we need as a team, you got your quarterback now, and we'll be doing this like we did all last offseason, is getting you set up. I mean, there was no other network, no other analysis out there. No, I don't care. Throw anybody. We got a documentary guy, a librarian, if you will, of TTNL. That's what we got, a guy that wants to do that from South Carolina. I guess he's a college kid, but if you want to do it,
sneak peek. She likes her salsa, man.
Once you see that
One
bug,
thing you can do with those.
forget about the boob and the tick smacking it down. The double dip tip. She goes back and still eats. I would be leaving at that point. Anyway, but getting back to my point is she's not the librarian. But I know Sandy Tom had talked about doing this, but there's so many moments as I took a step back from football on Sunday. And I was just looking at TTNL. You have to like real recognizes real. This network stands for the truth. We were right about so much. Now here we are. And now everybody's catching up. I don't hear Kyle Brandt talking shit to the fans anymore, right? I don't hear that. Now, in regards to, where this team is and where we're going, Claudio said it right. There's too much politics. There's
Breaking news. The tape never lies. Network breaking news.
Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame head coach. Nobody cares. Back to our regular scheduled show. Fuck Notre Dame.
Has he been named? He's been named.
He's being elevated. Yes. Done deal.
For now.
Yeah, he's being there. He's going to be the guy.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. If you saw TTNL again live with Chris Zorich on the Super 16 poll show with Chris Zorich every Monday night, we talked about it live, that whole scenario of the coach leaving and Shayne doing a hell of a job giving me a lot of the tweets that were going on. And Notre Dame's Brian Kelly fucking dipping out in the middle of the night like
dipping out. He gave his players under 2 minutes.
That
dude is trash.
Zorich shared hit Brian Kelly's talk, and I just had, what did you call them? Douche chills listening to it. Like, you're a terrible human being listening to Coach Brian Kelly. I think this is a blessing in disguise for Notre Dame fans.
Here's a little update. Marcus Freeman is Notre Dame's next head coach. The source has confirmed to The Athletic. Bruce Feldman, 35-year-old Freeman, just finished his debut as Irish defensive coordinator and has now been elevated to the top job following Brian Kelly's abrupt departure to LSU. So, hey.
Yes. Listen, Brian Kelly.
A lot more fucking weed eater bowls in your guys' future. I'd be fucking stoked too if I was Notre Dame.
Well, let's just say this. Marcus Freeman, former Chicago Bear, and Ohio State football player, took on this role, did a great job. I know Kelly was trying to make him the highest paid defensive coordinator in the country. Good for him.
Yeah.
My thing is surround yourself with good people. Coach Kelly, to me, what he did was completely and utterly wrong. I don't like what he did. And I've honestly never really liked the guy, and that's not hindsight. Just as a coach, like when everyone asked me, well, give me your top 5 coaches, you've never heard me say Brian Kelly in there.
I wanted him to stay at Notre Dame. I told you that today on the phone. I'm like, I wish he would have stayed.
Yeah, I think this is a blessing for you guys, you Notre Dame fans. Obviously, everybody knows. Again, it's like you have a forum. So when Shayne says something, I have to have his back because he was the one who said there's got to be a formulated president of football operations. He said that on this show. So you stand up for those things. Don't be a fan of our network and come to me. You know what I think they should do? They should hire a president It's like, you know what I think? They should hire Jim Harbaugh. What do you think about? I'm like, are you watching the fucking show? Have you seen me talk about this for years? I mean, he's my guy. That would be the guy that I would hire because I know what he brings to the table as a maniacal. He got all that shit when he was getting all the shit because he can't beat Ohio State. All those fans twerking at me, DMing me. Yeah. Where are you now? Where he's a genius. We need him with the Bear. It's like, don't be that guy. This is what we do on this network. Some people hate us because they ain't us. That's it. And that's where I stand. I don't give a fuck anymore. I work my ass off doing my analysis because I'm not a reporter. I'm not trying to break news for anybody. I've gotten so many guess that you got to hear that. I don't say it on the show. I joke around with it, but I never give it 100%. Oh, I want to break the news. I want to beat everyone, be first. What we want to be first on is calling out the bullshit coach, calling out the center not playing well, calling out the left tackle that was stealing money for years, showing you it, not talking about it or no, he's PFF B+ grade for Charles Leno. He's the best pass block. They don't even watch tape. It's like, yes. Do I make this shit up?
This sounds like a
Shayne
precursor to dumbest tweet of the week. That comment you just made. Yeah. Well, coming back tonight.
We got a lot to get into tonight. Obviously, we've been gone. It feels like we've been gone for so long because so many parts have been missing. You got coronavirus. We had Shayne's son and Ryan Cox's son, Barlissimo sick, me sick, going on vacation, Claudio disappearing, not doing shit, Jackle disappearing, not doing shit, family drama, this going. Caden Whitlow got laid for the first time. Give it up for him.
Caden. Yes, bring him in. Tell us all about it.
What was his name?
We want details.
What was his name?
I won't disclose. I got to keep it internal. We're gonna...
So
we have video of her. A date right there.
That was actually Caden filming the day. He's like, Phil, what do you think?
Look at this chick. This chick can eat fucking Tostitos and kill cockroaches.
What more do you need?
We're going to get into the coaching and all of that stuff. Obviously, Caden, great job with the Open tonight. You hear it. I said it on BHL with my father and Chris Zorich and Shayne. You do not let up. Don't be that guy. I feel so sad for.
Oh my God!
No, don't feel bad for this guy. He's lying out of his fucking
zero
mouth.
fucks about what Matt Nagy feels like.
Oh my God!
I could care less.
I care nothing.
Well, did I hear that they were chanting "Fire Nagy" at one of his son's games or something like that?
Claudio's late to the show.
Yeah, it was the opposing. Breaking news: the Bears traded for Khalil Mack. Also, Claude.
No, I'm just saying. What do you guys think of that? I mean, think that's over the line or what?
It was the opposing team. It was
when we got the perspective. It was like, for you, give you perspective. It's like Sheehan doing it to Lyman Hall. There's a rivalry game.
I got you. Okay.
So the kids, the seniors over there, like fire.
Okay,
like,
I got you.
I get it now. Like the pageantry of rivalry. There is no fucking line, but they still apologize.
The Dunkin' Donuts crew over here is fucking chanting it right now.
Look at that. The Fire Nagy
Even
chants.
Dunkin' Donuts wants them.
They should happen right at opening kick when they line up. I don't give a fuck what the score is because, like I said to Chris Zorich the other day, and I'll say it again here. The Chicago Bears have shown you, the fan, all of us, the collaboration, that all they hear is that money counting machine. They're making money. And they also only hear you, the fan. So you have to send the message. The Fire Nagy chant that we started here continues to roll. And I can't thank you, 100 crew worldwide from a micro podcast.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's his podcast now?
We've been doing this for a long time. I honestly love you fans with passion and pride that aren't afraid. I got so many DMs. I'm going to this game. We're starting to fucking chant. That's your power. That's your keeping 100. These fucking clowns hate this network because we've been right about everything we fucking said. In fact, show me where we've been wrong. That's not arrogance. That's the truth. So when you're truthful in this, like David Montgomery, he sucks. This network stood against that. We can go. The librarian's going to
third-round draft pick.
Mac Jones sucks. Third-round pick. Look what Mac Jones is doing. Don't give me this shit that Mac Jones is a product of Bill Belichick. If you're saying that, it's a piece. It's a piece. But you could put a fast kid on a fucking football field, they can't catch shit. You have to perform. Mac Jones was I scouted.
You remember John Capel, 7th-round draft pick of the Bears?
John Capel,
the fastest motherfuckers on earth.
Yes.
Couldn't catch a fucking cold naked in Lake Michigan, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hate when I see people taking shots at fucking football players that are busting their ass performing. Are you giving credit to the coach for Cam Newton's success with Carol? No, you're giving it to Cam. Are you giving it to Drew? Is Sean Payton getting Drew Brees, Marty Sean? No, don't do that shit to Justin. Don't do it to Mac Jones.
Payton update?
Sean Payton? Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck Eddie Jackson too while we're at it. Eddie, sit the fuck down until you tackle somebody. How about that? Come on the show, Eddie. Let's talk truth. You think?
Been a lot of talk. I know a lot of people in the chat have already started it up asking about Ryan Day to the Bears. And listen, I get it. The connection to Justin Fields. I don't see a real good reason for Ryan Day to leave Ohio State already when he's going up to like $7.9 million in salary starting this next season. Albert Breer talked about it. Albert Breer's an Ohio State guy. He said he doesn't think that Ryan Day is a college lifer, that he will end up in the NFL. He just doesn't know if it'll be right now, but he thinks that there will be at least some interest from Ryan Day in reconnecting with Justin Fields, and he thinks that the Bears will at least look at it. But then he brought this up, and this was very interesting.
Go ahead.
So he said the NFL eventually for Day. Yeah, I think so. And again, and I imagine there'd be a lure to coaching Fields again, but I think he'll stay in Columbus a while longer, especially with the business to settle from the way the last 2 seasons ended. As for other candidates for the Bears, I think Josh McDaniels is one worth keeping your eye on.
About him tonight.
Someone with a high-end resume in quarterback development and a coach who they took a very hard look at Justin Fields this last draft. Maybe the McCaskey's family will go big and take a swing at Sean Payton, who worked with GM Ryan Pace in New Orleans and is from Chicago.
Jeff Morris is saying that as you're going. And Chris, keep control of that chat. Keep throwing them up there as we go. I don't know where Claudio left. You're okay to stay. Did you leave?
Yeah, I did it by accident. I didn't do it.
Okay. I know we're jumping all around, and that's what this night is. We purposely didn't schedule a guest because there's so much to catch up on and talk about.
Speak on that, Phil. I mean,
Sean Payton.
Well, the interesting thing there is he's under contract long term in New Orleans. So you're talking about
possible
John
trade.
Gruden, Raiders to Bucks, probably first round pick compensation unless they settle for less. So that's going to be something that's in there. But if you think that he is the ultimate, key to unlock Justin Fields, you can't really worry about the compensation. honestly, if you think that that is the guy. And it is a very interesting name. It's a guy that's got proven success in the NFL.
Played with the Bears.
Yeah, it's
So you
Frankie
have
Muniz.
He does look like him a little bit. As Frankie gets older, I don't know where Frankie is now.
But you talk about a legitimate presence, a guy that comes in that's going to demand the respect from the veterans on defense immediately. He's going to command the respect from a guy like Justin Fields. And he's going to have he's got a history with Ryan Pace already. Because I do not think there's a chance in hell. And I know everybody's saying it. I've been saying it here for the longest time. If it was me, I'm wiping the slate clean. I just don't think that there's a chance in hell that Ryan Pace is being let go by the McCaskey family. I think Ryan Pace will be here and Matt Nagy will not be.
I honestly don't know what they're going to do. I have little faith, ye of little faith in this. There he is.
The ringer.
But giving up compensation when you gotta.
Here's a good one, Phil. Can
Phil talk about business?
Talk about this one real quick. I mean, I don't know what you think about that, but
I have no idea what that even means. Is it French? Vatican defense? Claudio, can you translate?
Yeah, it's something to do
with
soccer, I think. Yeah.
Is that Italian? Ricciarda Boccia. Hey, you make it a pizza.
We're talking about coaching coaches that might have a chance to come here. What about Leftwich? There's a lot of talk about Leftwich.
Nah, he's not ready to be. He doesn't command a room. There needs to be.
That's to me, it's an enormous gamble that you have.
Exactly.
You're hiring him just like you hired Matt Nagy.
Exactly.
He's the up and coming guy.
I agree. I think when you have Tom Brady as your quarterback, he's going to make your offense look pretty fucking good.
Sure.
There's too many left.
Bruce Arians, a lot in the chat here talking about
Bruce Arians is a great play caller, head coach. This guy's learning. Yeah. It doesn't mean he's not. I just don't think he's ready to take on this. It's what Shayne said. It's essentially taking a gamble on the next Matt Nagy. This guy's not the only thing that Byron played in the NFL. That's a plus to me, not the Arena League. He understands the value of the run game. He's a tough son of a bitch. Yeah. But Claudio, your point, Tom Brady makes so many things look, perfect out there. That's how great he is. So I would definitely interview him, but I wouldn't see myself. I would have to be blown away by this guy's command.
What about him as a coordinator?
Ken, you're not understanding what I'm saying. No. I'm saying it's a similar situation because he's had success in Tampa. You have no idea. You're essentially telling me that there's no difference in going from OC under an Arians offense to head coach in Chicago. Yeah, there's a monstrous difference.
This is the
just
thing.
Like with Matt Nagy. You don't know how they're going to be
as a head coach. I've been granted on a lower level of football, but the reality,
three-time champion.
Oh, that's flag. But just looking at the job and what it takes, it's completely different than being an offensive coordinator, which I've been. Offensive coordinator, your mind is solely focused on the opponent and how you're going to attack them. Being a head coach is being a leader of men, setting the tone, helping out in every way, and being completely in charge and in control. You are that life preserver that your players look over to you, and you're defeated, they're defeated. That's why I always say the team is a reflection of a head coach. False starts, missed assignments, all of this stuff was a trend. Now, is that going to be Byron Leftwich? I don't think so. But to Shayne's point, and I'm only saying this because Byron's an unknown, as a head coach, he has not been. So that's the comparison to Nagy. The only other thing in Byron's corner that Nagy didn't have, Nagy called plays for 2 fucking games and sucked in those games. He forgot the run with Kareem Hunt, the leading rusher in that championship game, and we hired the guy. That's the story of Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy should have been fired. We all know these the story will continue to get into it. As monotonous and repetitive as it might be, we have to do it because at some point this guy becomes a martyr for some reason. It's ridiculous. That's not going to happen on our watch here. No,
and
way.
I said that's the thing that gets me fired up is it's like the Dayball love. Brian did it. Just because he comes here does not mean that you're getting Buffalo's offense.
Exactly.
You know, just because you hired Matt Nagy doesn't mean that you're getting everything from Kansas City. Byron Leftwich comes here. You're not bringing fucking Tom Brady and all of the talent they have on offense, along with a fantastic no-nonsense head coach that's running the whole fucking thing. And it's
totally agree.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels, I wanted to go back to him. I want to say this. I was thinking about Josh McDaniels because Josh McDaniels took on Jay Cutler at a young age. Jay Cutler, the same guy everyone hates now, was a piece of shit to Josh. So Josh probably coming in as a young guy is overwhelmed in that situation. And
Jay was 25 and Josh was 33.
Exactly. He wants to take control and somehow rubs Jay the fucking wrong way. Jay is one of those fucking guys. You cut him off in fucking traffic, he hates you for life. That's his personality. So now you have this political stance stigma and this, sides being attached. You know what Cutler is now, hindsight. So Josh McDaniels is a brilliant offensive mind. He's got a head coaching background. And yeah, he's maniacal, a competitor. Those check those boxes. And he simply understands the importance of fundamental football.
I do worry about him. Chicago's a different beast, just like New York is a different beast. I'm talking about just the bright lights, big city, media. It's 24/7, 365. In New England, he's got the fucking shelter, the way that Bill runs everything. Yeah, I know he was in Denver for a little while, but this is what we don't have the benefit of sitting down with a guy like that to see what he's going to be like. And that's critical. I mean, the Bears wasn't that the story, Phil, when Adam Johns and all those guys were on the plane that almost crashed during the coaching search? Weren't they on their way to go interview McDaniels?
They were going to interview Josh McDaniels with John. I don't know. Have you ever heard this before? I'd get rid of Big Teddy, put Olin Cruz as president.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Never heard that before.
You want to have your own show?
So who did McDaniels have? He had Tebow, right? Who did he have as a quarterback when he was in Denver?
They drafted. Yeah, they took Tebow in the first round.
Yeah, I think that'd be an upgrade.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't think you can tie him into his negatives that happened. I mean, so that's the Bears traded for Cutler. It was April 2nd, 2009.
Josh McDaniels' offensive philosophy, just watching how he attacks teams and the fact that you failed once.
Well,
I like that because he's embarrassed. He ain't going to the next. Same thing with Bill Bell. How many of these coaches have failed? The next stop, they've succeeded. That's the kind of guy I want in the building. He's maniacal. He's fucking egotistical. He checks these boxes that I want to see from a guy, and he understands the importance of running as well as applying your offensive philosophy to the talent that you have. This is my offense. That guy I don't want. I want the coach that understands we need to do what Justin does best. That's the guy you want in the building. Now, everyone's asking me, I've said this for fucking how many years now? 3-4 years. Jim Harbaugh is my guy. That's the number one guy. There is no salary cap for coaches. So the Chicago Bears are a $4 billion plus owned franchise. Okay. They're making money ass over fucking TCal, whatever the fuck. It's hand over fist. There you go. Hand over fist. Just like I said. It's like a fucking casino. That's why I'm asking you to chant fire Nagy, because the casino's still cashing in. So now you go for a fucking coach to fix this finally. Pittsburgh Steelers have had 3 coaches since 1968 or 65. The Chicago Bears at fucking 33. So let's get this right. And we all know Shayne said it before anybody said it. I could possibly see a move of Ryan Pace going to president of football operations. I don't want Ryan Pace in there. I want them all fucking gone. Don't want all these pussies in my fucking building anymore. Ted Phillips, Millhouse, fire this motherfucker. Get him the fuck out. You gave him a contract. You're in charge of finances. That's it. You're not the president and CEO of the fucking Chicago Bears. That's ridiculous. Just think about it. And then the blog boys all talking like Ted doesn't have anything. And we've destroyed that narrative. Robert Quinn. We can go on this fucking network. So here we are again. Jim Harbaugh, he sucks. Look, he can't beat Ohio. Now this narrative has changed. Jim Harbaugh has always been my guy. And it's been for years. Before Lovey, I wanted Jim Harbaugh. Before Mark Trestman, any of these fucks. Harbaugh. Go do whatever you fucking can, because the most important position on this football team is the head coach. And it's proven over and over again. That's why you're in the mediocrity. That'll be their, what was they're going to come up with a new word: collaboration, obsession, regression. Remember regression? We regressed. All of get that shit out. Stick your fucking chin out. Take the fucking punch. Own the shit that you've done wrong. We've been wrong at the coach. I thought somebody could have worked with Mitch Trubisky and the Bears would have been fine. Nagy's not that guy. Nagy's never been that guy. And we were right. Again. This network. No one else. Are you fucking crazy? He's the coach of the year. You're questioning him? Yes. Yes, we were. And here we are, trying to fucking solve the problem. All they got to do is look. I would hire Olin Kreutz as the president. And I would also then go into the nugget of wisdom, Gary Fensick, whoever it is, Mike Singletary. You get a little panel. And they're going to sit in there and listen to some of these potential coaches to see what winning does for somebody who's been a winner. They could see past all of the word salad and verbiage.
Well, I think you have to look at it too, though. I honestly think that the Bears, we all know where this is headed. And if you think that the Bears are not going to be in Arlington Heights in the future,
you're definitely going. You're right.
So to me, it screams big name, big move. And that's why, I think it's interesting that Breer would throw something like that out there, because you see, he's no dummy. Sean Payton knows that. I mean, look at their quarterback situation in New Orleans. And we know very well if you don't have a quarterback, you're not getting where you need to be. And they're a long way from. I don't get the contract extensions that they're doing with Taysom Hill and doing all of this stuff, this nonsense. It's crazy, but to me, it screams a big.
Well, guys, with all the talk about coaching, with the rumor that came out, he doesn't get fired after the Lions game. Do you guys think he does get fired in season, or is it?
No, I maintained. I think that he's gone.
You still think
on
so?
Black Monday? Okay. I just don't think they're gonna. I think that the Bears are twisted enough to be that team to be like, you know what? And the way that they handle it, and listen, I'm not defending Matt Nagy here at all. The way that the Bears handled the situation put Matt Nagy on the fucking coals big time.
Oh my God.
Big time. But I think the Bears revel in shit like that for some weird reason.
That's the fucking problem.
No, I get it. That's the problem.
You shouldn't be a soap opera.
I get it.
I tried to say it with
I
Chris.
agree, but I
think
that's the way that they. That's the way that they are. And listen, we know the way that the NFL works. We know the back channels. That listen, these guys, George and Ted, already know what their decision is. 100% they know if he's going to be here.
Well,
or if he's not going to be here.
Pause right there.
They know.
I believe, Claudio, for the record, that this writer was given the information and it was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like once it got out there, these fucking pussies, Ted and George, were looking at the fucking newsreels and ESPN and trying to look at the optics of what looked best, and thus didn't follow through with the decision that they probably have made with Ryan Pace and said, you know what, I'm afraid of this. And we haven't done this. And they got panicked and they didn't follow through on what they should have done because they tested the audience. They put it out there and we're seeing what this is like a fucking new TV show that puts out what do they call it? The first show?
Pilot.
A pilot. Thank you. It was like a pilot. Let's see how this, that makes us look bad. No. You as ownership have a responsibility when, to Shayne's point, when this news comes out and takes off the way it did. It took off. It was on fucking Good Morning America. Yeah. It's on fucking everywhere. Everybody's mind. Like I said, the Italian lady in Italy's talking about fire Nagy. Everybody was talking about it, right? You as an owner, if it isn't true, owe it to your coach, to your whole team to send out a news. There is no truth to this rumor. Please, whatever the fuck, have a great Thanksgiving. Boom. It's done. But you let it go. That's why I know you are shoe shine boys. You're a mom and pop shop. Everything we sing, say, and do is about you, Ted Phillips. You suck. You're not a president. You couldn't fucking president a fucking Burger King. You are the worst thing that's ever happened to the Bears, bar none. You're in the way. You're in the way. And George and Virginia kowtowing a promise to you because you got a fucking stadium built. Do us all a favor. Shit down. Shut the fuck up.
Shit down, Claude.
Shit down. Yeah, shit down.
You heard it here first.
Sit down his leg and shut the fuck up. Sit on your fucking toilet. See your goal. Your office looks nicer than the owner's. What does that fucking say?
Ryan and Matt are men of character. They are both,
like Ted, great leaders. Like Ted. Play it again. What? Be an investor.
Ryan and Matt are men of character.
Oh. Play the whole thing. Watch. Why does he have to put Ted in here?
Ryan and Matt are men of character. They are both, like Ted, outstanding leaders. I've been.
That's their way of saying he's here. So
I'm propping him up. You know what I do? Yeah. I do that when I'm coaching. When a kid sucks, I throw him in there to build him up. Your owner's building up Ted's confidence.
And again, he's reading. He's not saying that from the heart. He's reading it.
This is what they do. It's a script. It's a script being read.
You know it is from the heart, Claude?
Oh, I know.
Nerd alert!
There he is.
That's just rude.
I'm ready to start the show, so let's kick it off and let's get going and let's get these guys. Let's get this moving.
Cars is back.
Cars is even back tonight.
What up, Cars?
Mr. Ticklefinger.
Your bold prediction didn't come to fruition, although I think you heard what I was saying there. Are you in unison with me? They put the pilot out there to test the water and then backpedaled.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, once all the other reports came out of like people booing him at games and other places, I think they started to feel guilty, and so they pulled back on all of it. And I think that's what's made it escalate even more. I mean, again, they used their one wild card on Arlington when they had the big loss. They're like, if I do this, we're good. They've got nothing else to pull. So yeah, they're ridiculous.
Cars, what's your take on the Breer think throwing in Sean Payton's name if they go big?
So I was listening to you guys. My big problem with Peyton is like when we talk about Taysom Hill and things like that, this is part of Peyton's increased say in personnel that some of these things have started to happen, right? Like we've been hearing for a while that he's had more say and more say. They're in contract hell, and he seems intent on getting Taysom like $150 million before he's retired. Amazing. For no apparent reason. So yeah, he's interesting to me. He shows some cracks because, you know, without Drew Brees, he hasn't been the same play caller. But if he's going to have way more say in personnel decisions, I mean, look at their drafts, look at their free agency moves. It's been a lot of bad for a long time that Drew Brees covered up. So I would personally kind of be off that bandwagon because I think he's got to re-examine some things.
The draft pick compensation is going to be big too. That's going to be a big part of the equation.
Oh, they need so many, because I think Michael Thomas is going to try to force his way out of there, right?
Do you feel comfortable giving up draft capital to get a coach?
Not the way this team is constructed.
Sean Payton is, to me, listen, I like Sean Payton. Would I be upset if he was the head coach? No. Is he my? I'm not giving up draft capital for Sean Payton. Who would I give up? I would give up draft capital.
Would you send him a second round pick? Would you send him a second round pick?
Mike Tomlin, I'd give up draft capital for.
Would you send him a second round pick?
Tomlin and Belichick would be the only two for me.
Those are your two, Shayne. Anybody in the league that you would
I would give up picks for?
A draft pick for. I like Kyle Shanahan a lot, and I think he would fuck. I'm
not giving up draft pick compensation for Shanahan. I mean, you got to give me some. There's got to be some concrete evidence. I mean, you talk about somebody that's underwhelmed in their stay in San Francisco, and everybody treats him like he's royalty in the NFL and can't miss. Well, start winning some fucking games.
Yeah,
he did win. He beat us.
Well, aim high.
They win. They won again this weekend. Who did they beat? They upset somebody. San Francisco.
But then, I mean, you look at it. You look at this past draft, and man, if they don't hit on their quarterback with what they gave up, and with the way that this draft fell,
I know
where they were.
I know Shanahan wanted Mac Jones. John Lynch wanted Trey Lance, and that's a disconnect there.
But there's one reason I disagree with that, and that's because San Francisco chose the coach first, and got the GM second, right? And so that GM was a guy that was pretty much
got like
handpicked by
7-year deals, right? Or 6 or 7-year deals.
Yeah, so I think Shanahan fell into what every draft guy does kind of early on in their first attempt at doing it, Ryan Pace, right? You fall in love with a skill set or a trait that you deem special, and you kind of become oblivious to everything else. Yeah. I for a time I thought that, but then he started to go back. You go, no, Shanahan was there, and then he's kind of like, I want Lynch to be my guy.
Well, I was told that
somebody in the chat say that Mike Tomlin hasn't done anything. Did I see that?
He's won 2 Super Bowls.
He's dealt with.
Did he win 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
They won 2 Super Bowls under Mike Tomlin.
Cardinals and the Seahawks.
Yep.
Beat the Cardinals and the Seahawks.
That's right.
Mike Tomlin.
If you want to talk about someone who's
just listen to Mike Tomlin. Shayne sent me Mike Tomlin's response to the Claypool. That's Mike. That's a coach.
I said to Phil, I'm like,
can you imagine about going to college?
See if I can find that.
The response when they asked him about if he's going to go to college.
He's only a one-time Super Bowl champ.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought one time.
Oh,
well, he was in 2, but he was in 2. Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
He had the Cardinals one.
Mike Tomlin was asked about Chase Claypool's suggestion that the Steelers' practice could be more fun and feature some music. Tomlin says, Claypool plays wide out, and I'll let him do that. I'll formulate the practice approach, And that division of labor is probably appropriate. That's fucking great.
I love this guy.
I mean, look what he's dealt with. Le'Veon
Big
Bell
Ben is on his last leg. He's winning. I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cars.
No,
He's
you're right.
dealt
Like
with a lot.
Le'Veon Bell, he's dealt with poor management. He's dealt with all of Ben's off the field transgressions. Let's just call Antonio Brown when he was way off his rocker. You know, when you look at the Villanueva thing and the kneeling for the flag that he's dealt with.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He has dealt with a lot of big time tough situations in a really tough football town. So that's why I'm with you, Phil. Like, you got to be in the role to know the role. If you can succeed in Pittsburgh, you can do it here. That's where
absolutely. And
yeah, I mean, if for some reason they decided to move, I think the McCaskies would get in their fucking Winnebago and drive to Pittsburgh to pick him up.
How might he move? Because if he looks at where they're going to fall, they'll probably fall mid to late first. There's not a real lot of quarterback guys. Do you want to be the head coach at Pitt with Mason Rudolph throwing racial slurs at defensive players and getting smacked?
I will say this about the quarterbacks in this draft compared to last draft, and I know Phil wasn't here for the show when Mark Schofield was on. I tweeted this out, and there was a bunch of fucking jackasses that came at me on Twitter about it. If Justin Fields is in this draft, right, he is far and away, and it's not even fucking close.
Absolutely.
The number one overall pick by a fucking landslide.
The day the draft would have finished, he would have been the number one guy mocked, just like Trevor Lawrence was all last year. Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know who's arguing with you, but then I know Twitter, and I'm like, yeah, of course. It's like, come on. I see this shit all the time. But Tomlin, again, you're seeing, I think it's Jackle giving you a bunch of history of coaches being traded for. So
would you give up a second rounder if you could get Sean Payton? If that was the compensation that they wanted, you wouldn't flip it too? Because that was interesting. That was interesting when I saw Holmgren. Holmgren was a 2 going from Green Bay to
I could flip a 2 or
Seattle.
A future 3, something like it'd have to be future where we had capital up top. So if I could say, okay, I'll give you so next year we don't have a 1. I don't want to give away that 2. I'll give you a 3 and then 2 next year or something like that. Then I could say, okay, Sean Payton is somebody that I would definitely trade a draft pick for. Not a first pick. Tomlin's a first pick. Bill Belichick's a first pick for me. I'm trying to think of any other coach. We had Bruce Arians in the fucking building, and it just destroys me.
Well, Andy Reid.
Fuck no.
No.
I fucking
Pete
hate
Carroll.
him.
No, I think
Pete Carroll normally, yes, but he's too.
Oh,
he's so old.
The way he's alienated Russ, I would be. It
that
would be
whole
a no for me.
trade. I mean, we thought he was coming to Chicago, so that whole thing.
He's still gone next year. Russ is
without
gone
a
next
doubt.
year,
Yeah, he's going to be a
playing
giant.
for the Giants.
Poor guy.
I saw somebody say that Sean Payton is old. He's 57. It's not. I mean, come on.
No,
stop.
Sean Payton. Sean Payton has the ability to understand scheme and scheming players, using personnel correctly. Situational football is always on point. Every coach is going to make an error. So yeah, I'm sure some fucking blog boy could bring up something that transpired.
Yeah,
but
that's another name. Where did I just? Somebody threw it out there. Roger, Dave Tobe. That's the thing. You know, he has interviewed for so many jobs, and I know guys like Pat Manley are always, throwing their support out there for him. But he has I don't think he interviewed for any jobs last year. I don't think he got a call for anybody.
No, he didn't. He hasn't gotten for 2 years now.
There's some sort of a disconnect there that's interesting.
We don't know Dave Tobe. So I could say this. My uncle, you could look him up, Larry Pasquale, was a special teams coach for, like 28 years in the NFL. Worked for the Eagles, Chargers, Jaguars, went to the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. That fucking guy knows the game of football and should have been a head coach. Special teams coaches have to deal differently than, and you've heard this before. Mike Ditka was a special teams coach. Bill Cowher was a special teams coach. You go down the list of special teams coordinators that have become head coach. There is John Harbaugh, another one. These guys have a tendency to understand what to communicate to everybody, because that they need everyone to cover and do this, and they're coaching with their hand. They're involved. That's what I'm trying to tell people. When you see a coach like Nagy and he's in his play sheet, he's a fucking QB coach or play caller. I've dealt with them high school level. I've seen them in college. The X's and O's don't make it. It's the leadership, accountability, that kind of tactic.
I want to address two things. Yeah, I'll just get this part out of the way. Cal had a thing in here saying that's actually not true, Cal, at all, because the trade was actually agreed upon between Pace and the GM in Seattle. That was agreed upon. Pete Carroll overruled it and nixed the deal. Russell Wilson was 100% going to be a Chicago Bear.
There would be
Pete
no
Carroll
Justin Fields
last minute overruled it because that's the power that he has in the organization. That trade was going to happen.
There you go.
What were you just talking? I just totally blanked. What were you just talking about? I forgot my other point.
I'll fill in real quick, because you're right, because these special teams guys, they don't own a scheme. They're not dedicated to make their scheme work. They're maybe so on like return schemes, absolutely, but they're not sitting there invested in, I've got to go have my quarterback throw for 450 yards every week to prove I'm a genius. There's a lot of ego in football. I know that's shocking for everybody. That's super unusual to hear, but there's a ton of ego. And these coaches, right, it's one thing to be a good play caller, but all of them want to be the Peyton. They become the play caller. They become the coach. They get the personnel decisions. McDaniels got it too young, and that's why he failed. It's why I heard you mention earlier why I like him and the way he changed, because he doesn't have a plan. But if you get a guy that's from the Reed tree, or everything that we've heard about guys coming from the Belichick tree and what Flores has done and all of these guys, they are not, to Phil's point, authentic or genuine. Right. And they're too envisioned on their scheme or their way being what wins.
Yeah, and that's that's actually, I just remembered my point, Cars, when you phrased your point that way. With Matt Nagy, you can literally see how much it bothers him when they're questioning him losing play calling. It's never about
that's why he would never admit it.
Oh, this is what's better for the team, and he looks down. It's never that. He just says that in passing,
jest,
because he thinks that's what he's supposed to say. Matt Nagy thinks the reason that this offense is going to work and shine is because of Matt Nagy. Doesn't have anything to do with Justin Fields, Nick Foles, Mitch Trubisky, any of these guys. Andy
definitely
Dalton.
Doesn't have anything to do with any of the running backs. That's for sure.
Well, that's another thing. You look throughout. Miles Sanders is a fucking great running back, and I don't give a shit what anybody says. And I hate that Philadelphia drafted him. They are letting that motherfucker rot. Sirianni doesn't even fucking use the kid at all.
It's like Nagy with Montgomery.
It's unbelievable.
It's the same thing. Let me
I just don't understand the thinking.
I want to make sure I'm answering your question. Yes, any coach coming in here is going to be better than Matt Nagy, in my opinion. Well, how could you say that? Because I feel like maybe it's blind optimism, but I feel like they are going to make Justin Fields a priority. Whoever is
no fucking other choice.
Yes. They have no other choice. So that's why I know Matt Nagy did not make Justin Fields a priority. Let's go back
about it this way,
history.
Phil. You saying that.
Yes.
Now you start to put these pieces to the fucking. You have, 8,000 pieces. Now you got a fucking corner piece, and you can start building from there. just with what you said.
Yes.
Justin Fields, who overruled the head coach and said, hey, put this fucking kid in there.
McCaskey.
Ownership. So if they're heading into this.
I hate that story. I know, but I hate it.
No, but my point is, if there is any semblance of truth to that, how do you think that they're going to go into any head coaching search? That's going to be number one on their brain.
If it isn't, they shouldn't even own this fucking team. That's the reality.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Dave Gettleman tells us to hire as a general manager and head coach, or Ernie Accorsi or whatever failed guy is going to come from the Giants.
This is the history that Cars is right where I was going. You can't go outside the organization. You have to go inside the organization. You fucked Chris Ballard, had you on the right track to fixing this, and you fucked him. You went with Ryan Pace because Ernie Accorsi.
I think that's probably why they won't even go after Jim Harbaugh.
Well, if they don't go after the best coach, I'm looking at the whole thing. There's no fucking person better for Justin and the Bears than Jim Harbaugh. There isn't.
Greg Gabriel made a comment on Twitter a few weeks ago, and listen, I understand you can agree with Greg, disagree with Greg, believe in what he says, whatever. He's tied to the organization and was there for a very, very long time. You can't deny that. He said unequivocally, Jim Harbaugh will not be the head coach of the Chicago Bears. It's not happening. And it was almost
I don't know why he would leave. And listen, I know he's got a lot of pride and would love to do it.
I'm going to tell you why.
He's in the best situation for him.
They made him take a pay cut. The Michigan Association University, making crazy. LSU's paying this motherfucker. I said LSU, Louisiana State University, is paying this guy over $95 million.
Yeah, he's getting
plus
Harbaugh's
million.
Harbaugh makes $4 million.
Exact. So let's just look at this. You told me to take a pay cut. I'm looking at you guys. I'm Jim Harbaugh. You guys told me I can't win. I got the fans. I got everybody. Yeah, it's probably 60 or 40% supported Jim. 60% didn't think he could do it. Until you win that game, no, that's not how it fucking. Look at the whole fucking picture of what this guy's doing, where the recruiting is, what was going on. They didn't do that. So Jim,
no, they did.
They made him take a pay cut, and Jim took it. You know what he did with his bonus? He gave it to the Athletic Association of Michigan. Gave all his money back to other sports within. This guy has been on the record. Me and Shayne can attest. My dream job is to be the head coach of the Chicago Bears. So I don't care what fucking Greg Gabriel, anybody says to me. I know what my dream job would be. And if I was coaching somewhere else and the dream job opportunity came, I'm going there and I'm taking on that challenge. And I'm saying, you know what, Michigan, here's the fucking national championship. We just beat fucking Georgia. And I'm fucking out, and I'm going to do me now because I know what you did to me.
To your point, Phil, on Inside Michigan Football Radio show on Monday night, Jim Harbaugh said he plans to donate all bonus pay for this season back to the athletic department employees who took pay cuts amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Harbaugh has already secured a $500,000 bonus Saturday by clinching an outright Big Ten East title. Victory for Michigan against Iowa Saturday will net Harbaugh another $1 million bonus. And if he could win the national title, that would net him another bonus of $3.5 million. So him being on that, say what you want, that's pretty fucking impressive if he's donating. I mean, if they were to win the whole thing.
He's just going to keep giving it back because that's the kind he's a man of his word. He's the anti-Nagy. But again, people want to know. Cars, I have to deal with this all the time. People telling me, I think Harbaugh. Like, you know me for a long time. I think you remember me before they hired Lovey. I was like, guys, it's fucking Harbaugh. They got to get him. And he went to Stanford. and the Bears missed an opportunity. Then they had an opportunity again. Fucking Mark Trestman. This is a fucking ownership that sucks. They suck so bad. We laugh. It's a telenova. Thank you, whoever fixed my. It's a soap opera of stupidity. But if you want the honest truth, and I look at the picture and I understand coaching, Jim Harbaugh would fucking destroy this and kill it and get you to the place that you're supposed to be. He's the anti-Nagy, just like he said. And I've had a lot of people hate on me, but I always stood up for it. Just like Robert Quinn, just like Camille Mack, just like David Montgomery. You want to fix it? I know how to fix it. It's
do you think
Jim Harbaugh? And there's no cap to a coach.
Do you think if they hired Jim Harbaugh, and Vic got launched in Denver, do you think that he's on the phone
and
bringing
Vic
him
comes
Vic
back here smiling? I swear to God, he would.
With Kyle Fuller?
Maybe, I hope. And Kyle Fuller plays better here. Listen, that would be my number one. There's other coaches out there like you, Todd Bowles. That's a great name.
He's going to be part of it. He will 100% be involved in the search.
Yes, he's definitely in my top 5. I like that man. I like the person. I don't like shoe salesmen. I call a lot of plays. Have you ever held a play sheet? I don't like these fucking pussies that try to do that kind of shit. I want to see what you do. I want to see you draw it up. I want to see how you handle. I want to see you hold people accountable. There's a young coach out there that could be great for this team.
Let's do this. Us three right here.
Novella.
Live on air.
Yes.
Give us your gut. Matt Nagy is launched. Ryan Pace is promoted. He goes up. I don't know if it's exactly a promotion, but he goes to president of football ops. Yeah, technically. Gun to your head, Cars. Who is the next coach of the Chicago Bears for the 2022 season?
I really think it's McDaniels.
Phil.
Wow.
Who is it?
Gun to my head with Ryan Pace making the call?
Well, he'll be part of it, yeah.
He'll be part of the conversation, but he doesn't make football decisions. He will just interview, vet, and talk to and make a recommendation on every coach, but he doesn't make any of the decisions, Phil.
That's right there. I know I'm going to answer the question. That's a problem right there.
All right. So
if you're promoting him, he is getting the guy with the GM that he's going to hire. Those two guys make that, not George.
Well,
George, you sit back.
Let's just say this.
Yes.
Ryan Pace, president of football ops.
Yes.
Champ Kelly's the new general manager of the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You still think, does that change your thought at all, Cars?
No, because I think you really have to look at, if the Bears look at what McDaniels has done and the way he changes the offense week in, week out, season in, season out, and the way he was able to try to make it work with Cam last year, who Cam couldn't throw the football over 15 yards. Mm-hmm. And now he's what he's doing with Mac Jones. You have to look at that pedigree and what he's done. And I think his age, his relatability, and his track record of success, I think definitely is the way that they would go.
So Phil, don't give a name with your heart.
I can't leave my heart out of this.
Well, you have to, because
I'm trying. You
have to think about it from the perspective of the
that's these two guys.
George
hiring.
McCaskey, Ryan Pace, and Champ Kelly are the leaders.
Then I think they're going to hire Todd Bowles.
That
would
be
the crew.
That would be my pick too. That's where I would go, because I listen. Without Ernie Accorsi and that whole thing, Todd Bowles would have been the Chicago Bears head coach in 2015.
He's not my pick, Jackle.
No. This is through the perspective of
for the eyes of Ryan. This setup, if they've changed the organizational setup. So if you're listening on the podcast, version. We didn't do our promo, Shayne. For God's sake, Bet US.
Oh, we can do it right now.
Well, if you pull that up, if you're listening on the podcast, this is through the eyes of Champ Kelly's the GM. Ryan Pace is the president of football operations. Ted is in the building with these guys as well, and George, correct?
Yeah, no, he's
Ted's
in
not
my
going
thing.
anywhere.
He's not in the fucking room at all. He can.
Oh, he's not in the room.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be Todd Bowles with.
He's paying
those
$175 for a haircut in Claudio's place.
Yeah, that would be Todd Bowles. My guess based on that. Now, with a real setup of football guys, listen, Ryan Pace, the guy, might be a nice guy. I think he's hit on some of these late round picks. I think he's got a good eye for talent. He obviously, they got Justin Fields. Did they luck into Justin Fields? We're going to see. Justin Fields' story's just starting. All right. You all know where this network stood on the rankings. We had Mac Jones as number 1B for me.
I think that's the first time we've all been in unison on a guy.
Exactly.
Especially at that position.
Never.
I can remember we had Paige DeMacos on talking to her about the Bears at 20. She's like, guys, you want to take him at 20? My guys over at Draft Network have him in the 3rd round. And that might even be too early. Based on what? What the fuck was that based on?
I have no idea. I don't know where did they delete that?
No, that's on our airwaves. She was on our airwaves. Yeah, pull that.
We could go back, Caden and Jackal, and get that clip.
All right, let me ask you guys this.
Ozzie Newsome, real quick.
He's not going to come here to be
old.
He's not going to come. If Ozzie Newsome comes here, he's going to be the overseer. He's going to be the fucking football czar. And
I would have him in Ernie Accorsi's spot helping. That's a real guy. Now, my uncle Sam Ratigliano and Ozzie Newsome are like that. Very close. So I can tell you for sure, Ozzie is at the end of the line when it comes to being a part of football stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean it was a slow handoff, and I forget the guy who's kind of bent his back. But
everybody
it was a very
wanted
slow,
him.
He was.
Guy?
I can't remember now. We wanted him. We tried to hire him before we had Pace, and he told us no because he was going to stay in Baltimore. But yeah, he's. Listen, that guy is so revered. He's had so many good drafts. You don't want to. You don't want to leave that behind and try to do something new and be successful.
Thank you.
Where really nobody
Eric
DaCosta.
That's it. Anthony Gordon, you deserve a shout out too. Joe
as well. Yeah.
And Anthony, good job there helping us out.
Let me ask you guys this while we're still talking about coaches and Cars. I don't think you were here yet when I brought this up because I'd like your perspective on it. Do you think that the Arlington Heights move coming up is going to be a big factor in the decision right now where the Bears are like, fuck it. Yeah, we are going big at coach. We're going to go get our fucking guy, and giving up a 2nd round draft pick or whatever it's going to take for Sean Payton isn't going to preclude us from doing that. We're going big. We're getting we got our quarterback. We feel like now we're going to go get our head coach. Then we're getting our fucking stadium and we're off and running. Do you think that that's going to be a factor in the decision at all?
I personally don't, because while I'm very happy with, all right, let me just sum it real quick. I think this team desperately wants to sell. They want to get away from it. Any extra dollar right now that they spend is not dollars that are coming in back to them when all is said and done. This is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime thing for this family and all of its members who aren't interested in Bears football outside of Georgia and Virginia. Most of them really, or a lot of them aren't really that tied in. So no, I don't think they're going to do that because I still think that's 5 years off.
So you think that they're going to try to go cheap at head coach?
I think they'll do who's ever available without making any sort of trades or picks. I don't necessarily think that they'll go cheap, but like if let's use the Harbaugh example. If Harbaugh is going to get $8 million from Michigan, let's just say, and a renewed deal, they're not going to go, we'll give you 9 to be here, right? Like they've got a range. They're going to be paying Matt Nagy's salary next year because he's still going to have.
They need to stop with that bullshit because
they never will. Like
the
they
billion.
need to, but they
I
never
think
will.
they have to now. They're egg on their face.
They never will.
You don't agree?
But after Trestman, I thought they would. After the Dave McGinnis fiasco, I thought that they would.
Well, they went big for Dave Wanstead at the time. He was the highest paid coach.
And we had to
outbid you go back at that
Giants.
Time.
That was the worst decision since Bragg started his own podcast.
But look at every move that they've done since then. It hasn't been the same ever since because that move backfired, right? It's the old Homer Simpson. You failed.
Who decided? Was that Michael McCaskey at the? This is the
Michael.
fucking problem.
He's the one that came up.
Yeah,
I can still remember. I was home at my parents' house that weekend. I'm like, oh shit. Yep. Dave McGinnis is the guy that all fucking hell broke loose like 20 minutes after that. You know, we weren't getting up to the second updates.
Then we got Lovie Smith when they did. No, we got Dick Geron.
Dick Geron,
Dick Geron.
Yeah.
Anytime
Lovie
you can
Smith was when we went for Nick Saban. If everyone remembers,
no,
we had a deal with Nick Saban.
You have to give Cars. So Cars fucked over Mike Florio. Do you remember? Do you remember Cars? You don't remember that on CB fans on the message board? Aren't you the guy that sent the fucking report to Florio that you were at the airport and you saw Jerry Angelo meeting with Nick Saban? And he fucking Florio fucking posted the story on Pro Football Talk. You not remember that?
No, never happened. I'm not sure at all.
What you're gonna believe?
Source.
I was at the fucking airport and I just saw Jerry Angelo and Nick Saban meeting in a fucking side room at a fucking airport, and Florio fucking posted it. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my god. I love Cars and I love our fucking fans. Listen, BetUS value propositions. Let me tell you a little bit about BetUS. It's been serving clients for 25 plus years and prides itself on being known as America's favorite sports book. With action on every sport across the world, we can pretty much guarantee that BetUS got your game. BetUS offers the industry's bigger retail bonuses to keep our players betting longer. The BetUS loyalty program is legendary, Claudio, like your haircuts. We keep our players up to date with articles. They give you stats and trends, giving you the right tools to make the best wagering decisions possible. Bet with the 3-decade leader, BetUS. Join now and get 125% bonus or 200% bonus. So if you put in $100, you're going to get $225. That's how it works. If you put in $100 and you want to do a 200 bonus, then you're going to get $300. Look at that. I'm not even good at math. Use the promo code ShyCity125 or ShyCity200 and bet sports, casinos, horses, pop culture, and more at betus.com. You bet, you win, you get paid. It's BetUS. If you're a 100 crew head and you like to bet, do us a favor. Go over to their website and BetUS. There you go. BetUS. I'm betting my life savings that Cars is finally going to be wrong. I think that he was on the right track. I think we already talked about this, but just recapping, I think the whole coming out with the fact that they were going to fire Nagy, put their, thongs out, and they got nervous and they were showing a little too much ass and they had to pull up. They couldn't take it. They were so scared about the repercussions or how they were the optics, and they pulled back. Now you're dealing with Nagy. And to Shayne's point, they didn't do a favor to Nagy and how they handled it. It's the same shit.
Fucked him.
They fucked him. He looks like even bigger moron.
And he needs no help there, right? Like this is like, and a guy who, again, to quote the old bear dude, again from the message board, right?
Rest
like
in peace. Rest in peace.
We'll pour a little out for him, right? Matt Nagy right now, it could be raining tits outside and he would get smacked with a dick, right? Like that is where he just needs absolutely no help in
Speaking of dicks.
Jackal don't do shit.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
There's Jackal.
Little breaking news, Phil.
Breaking news. The tape never lies. Network breaking news.
Mac Jones, not at 20, guys. They're not coming in to be better than Mitch right now. They're just not. And I firmly believe
I
that.
like Mac Jones a lot.
I like Mac Jones a lot too. I like him in the third round. I like him in the third round. Like I that's where I would feel comfortable. Like that's what he's going to walk out of our like evaluations. Like we'll have a third round grade. He'll get taken in the end of the first, beginning of the second, because that's what everybody does with quarterbacks. They reach, but I don't. He's not a guy that's going to come in and make this team a Super Bowl contender. It's just not. He's not good enough.
Not in year one. Not yet. Not in year one. But I really like that kid a lot.
I like him too. I which means they'll probably fall in love with Kyle Trask.
Nope.
I'm an idiot.
Well done. Well,
compliments of Alex Acevedo.
Alex Acevedo, man. He should be on producing every night here.
He is currently ironing his wife's curtains. So we've heard.
I love Alex Acevedo. I miss that guy. Claudio's twin brother. Twin, right, Claude?
Yeah, the better looking version of me. Yeah.
That's a low bar. That's a low bar.
I know. That's a man. Acevedo's a man. Jackal, you're the man.
The swag man. Well, anyway, you're ruining Chris Jackle's moment. People were asking, where's Chris Jackle? Here he is. He's back. You had a show last night. You're on mute as I talk.
Oh, you ruined it. I was hoping he was going to go on this like diatribe.
I'm trying to help him.
I had it set up before. I didn't want to fuck up cars.
Okay.
Man.
Alex Acevedo is making that Santa money.
Hey, he likes kids sitting in his lap.
Listen, we have to come to a conclusion here. The Chicago Bears are going to have to say there's no cap on a coach. We're a $1 billion organization. We make money hand over fist, Shayne. And we have to do that. We have to get this right.
This invention here is called the...
Is that hand over fist? Or?
That's probably no. I need one of those quickies tonight.
Okay.
Auto chain.
Auto chain. Yes. That's a whole nother story.
I guess
Logan's taking me off.
That's the perfect out for the show, Phil.
This has been a Shy City Sports presentation and a Tape Never Lies Network production. Keepin' It.
Smoke weed every day.
Everybody in the chat's like, what the fuck? Are they ending the show right now?
They ending the show? They ending the show? No. How
Should
can
we
end
tell
the
them
show?
about the green room phone call?
No. There is an update. At a basketball game. Bulls.
Wow.
We're at the Illinois versus Notre Dame basketball game. Cards.
Rob, you want to tell everybody what the chance is?
Well, the Chicago Bears
I hate
fans.
how Rob pussies out.
I'm not going to say it, but
I'm not going to say it.
ill sentiment against their leader.
I'm going to say it. They're chanting "Fire Nagy."
as you can see, we've
Braggs is really
recorded that.
understands in that
Braggs
Bulls
with the
game,
worst fucking flip phone ever.
Jesus Christ. Birthday seats up in the nosebleeds, huh?
This Sunday, Bears versus Cardinals. You 100
do we have to
crew
talk about
head,
it?
you TTNL heads need to get that chant going right at kick. I want to hear it at home with my son. I want to hear the fire Nagy chant going on.
Say
right
fire everyone.
Open a kick.
Make it fire everyone. That's what they needed.
There's things that I'm not going to get into in front of everybody as to why.
Oh, bring that fat ass over here. I want to get it in my mouth. I want to get it in my mouth. Oh,
here we go.
Suck on your fat ass.
Yeah.
Gotta suck on that ass, baby. I gotta suck on that ass, yo. I'm talking, yo. I'm gonna spread the ass apart, get my tongue in your ass, eating on your ass. So, yo, I'm eating on you, eating on you, eating on your ass. I'm eating on your motherfucking ass.
Yes.
We cannot have Angelo follow that clip.
Well,
That
he
is-
only follows this clip because
what?
An Angelo update prior to show cars.
Yeah.
Me and Caden Whitlow were sitting there. Caden's like, "Have you heard from Angelo?" I'm like, "You know what? I haven't." I picked up the phone. I called him up, and what did he say? Oh no, coach, I can't come on. I can't. I go. Your fans
I
want
don't
to
trust that Jackal anymore. Coach.
I miss a Claudio, but I can't. Come on, no.
No, we're very economical, my family.
I miss that.
That
Is
just that,
one.
that laugh. I'm sorry.
So Cars, he's saying that this is a football show. He looks like a clown, and that's why he can't come on the show. And I said,
Dude, look at
Angelo, we're getting the guy that loves to eat ass on the show tonight, and we do a hell of a lot more.
Oh, so that's why Jackal got on. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha. Yeah, that was the breaking news. Breaking news. Jackal likes to tongue punch the old fart box, and that's
ATDs, cars, anal tongue darts. Let's roll.
Yes.
Not to you, but I'm just saying.
Angelo, Jackal's our ass eater. So there you go.
Just call him right now. No, just call Angelo right now.
Let's change it up. It's gotta.
He won't pick if
That's why he's
somebody
been
else
married.
calls
That's
him.
why he's been married 5 times, right?
If I text Claudio his number, then maybe he'll pick up Claudio's, and then Claudio can interview
try
him.
it, yeah.
You want to try it?
Yeah, but do you want me to tell him he's on the show or just?
Yeah,
sit
you
and
got
just
to.
talk because he might. He might just hang
Angelo,
up.
I know Phil talked to you earlier.
Just tell him he's on mute.
The fans are out here wanting to say hello to you.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
Real quick, we're gonna get to, and then we're gonna do a little bear up, bear down. Obviously,
Ask for his mom. Get her on the phone.
Oh, bring that fat ass over here. I want
yeah, tongue punch the fart box is one of the more underrated cars.
All right, here we go.
Cars has the great ones.
I got him in there already.
Nothing football related, but everything else. I'm in.
Let's see if Angelo picks up for Claudio. Here we go.
He might think it's the Mexican mafia getting ready to take him out again, right?
Hello. Watch.
Hey, is this coach?
He's not going to answer.
No, he's.
What is
What
the
time
bet?
is it? He's sleeping.
Guys, I'm
It's 10
trying to
o'clock.
kill
It's past his bedtime.
I'm trying to kill a cockroach.
How dare you interrupt my chip?
Oh shit!
Caden
Did he
Whitlow.
pick up? No.
Caden Whitlow hit that chick.
Yeah, that was
You
it.
sure she didn't hit him?
Yeah.
Caden. I miss Kate. Where
He
did
tongue
Caden
punched that
text
fart
you?
box. He kicked the shit
Yeah,
out of
fucking jump from like.
You're welcome,
Get it
guys.
back.
Literally,
Yeah.
This
You're
girl
welcome.
went-
Bring a
like she
2x4
was
to that
angry
action.
with that tit. She was like Ken saying, "Tits of
Saw a
steel."
snack, dude.
Holy cow! Like you're interrupting my
I know a
fucking
podcast she'd be perfect for.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. So, anyway, I'm not going there.
Yeah,
Let's
don't
move
even
on.
try to imitate those jackasses.
Oh, anyway, listen.
Can you tell that the Bears season is going downhill? I
Yeah.
mean, past 20 minutes, we got tongue
Fucking
punch,
fart
the fart
boxes.
box.
Ryan and Matt are men of character. They are both, like Ted, outstanding leaders. I've been most impressed with how well they collaborate.
Maybe my favorite.
You know, it's something that yeah, I don't know.
You can't make up this organization. Men of character, like Ted, great leaders. I like most how they collaborate, Cars.
It's like the Bud Light commercials, right? Real men of genius. Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Like all those.
I missed those commercials.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, like real men of genius to you, Mr. Collaborator, as you go 5-12 on your last season. Yeah, that's
Yeah, exactly. And he's like Claudio said, he's reading it, which makes it even worse. It's like
I wonder if it's written in crayon. That's the way I'm viewing it. Like one of his grandchildren has actually written the nice letter, and he's trying to make it through and understand what they're saying. It's sorry.
Yes.
It's brutal.
It's sad. It's
Okay,
sad.
so Angelo just texted me.
Did he?
Oh,
and he is in the gym working out. Everybody knows he's been trying to get back into shape, and he sent me some video of it.
Oh,
You asshole.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much.
What is that? That's not real.
Yes, it is.
I can't watch this kind of
It's
stuff.
not
What
real,
are you
dude.
doing?
Do you understand? I want everybody who's listening or watching to understand.
Oh my
Shayne sends some of the most
what he does to
graphic, awful things. And it's gotten to the point where, and it's not like it is gruesome
That has to be a
injuries.
magic
It is.
I said that to Ryan Cox and Cars last night, and neither one of the motherfuckers responded to it at all.
It
Shouldn't.
I couldn't
Skip
sleep
over this. How can you do that to us tonight?
I delete every video that you send me without opening them now
People are
because
shocked.
I don't trust you. I do.
Oh my god!
Like, look at this dude's leg.
Oh, this is Claudio the barber. Yo, this is.
I need Claudio to
Ryan
Don't
Cox
play this
wins the
again.
day.
Please don't play that again. I can't even.
Shayne,
watch
put up
that.
Ryan Cox's.
Right up my alley. I
comment.
love that shit.
Where is the spotter? Oh, that's a great one.
If for any of you that don't know, there was the lead singer of Brass Against got a fine because she was pissing on fans in the front row. So if anybody doesn't understand that reference,
I didn't
That's-
until you.
Hands
cleared it up.
got season tickets.
so I mean he literally in that situation was golden like the shower. So that is how that works, and we can move on.
Let's put a bow on this.
There's no bow on a golden
coaching
shower.
situation. We're going to be breaking down the coaches,
Breaking
all
everything.
of the Chicago Bears.
Stop!
You
Couldn't let
can't
it go.
play that shit.
I
anymore.
mean, there's so many bad videos
Please.
of those types
Listen,
of
it's
dudes
fake.
working
You
out.
see
Wow.
his
Can't-
skin bouncing up.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
down.
oh, yeah.
It's fake.
I can't even watch it. It just.
But you have sent a weightlifter bodybuilder guy whose like arm popped out midway through. So I don't
The
trust
worst
you.
one he ever sent was for me was the guy off the top rope. in the
Oh,
fuck-
Stop.
I was like, oh my, what the fuck did you do? Like I
No.
I was in somewhere that I shouldn't even be.
Phil gets
loud.
he's like, bro, you can't fucking send me that shit.
Oh my god. Like I get chills down my whole body with that shit. It just, I can't watch that. Mind you, I remember this kid we were playing. He hyperextended his elbow. It was the grossest thing you ever see. But I was calm in the situation. I was like proud. I helped the kid. I popped it back, and he was good.
Oh, Jesus, Dr. Phil, here we are.
Yeah, Dr. Phil was there. But watching these fucking Shayne Marsaw grotesque video injuries just destroys me. Anyway, putting a bow on the coaching as Shayne tries to find another disturbing video.
When his head's down.
We're going to continue to break that stuff down. Obviously, Coach Nagy's talk, everybody's getting tired of it. But we're just telling you, don't feel bad. Get the chant going. It's the only message that ownership is hearing because you've already paid for your tickets. You've already done the diligence to try. Get the Fire Nagy song playing and the Fire Nagy chants going. Now, bear up, bear down. We didn't have anything on Thanksgiving. We got to look back on the Chicago Bears victory this past week, Cars, against the lowly Lions.
Philatosion, Shayne Marsaw, the Tape Never Lies Network.
A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up. This week, Draft Dr. Phil and Shayne Marsaw, the smartest man. Bear ups and bear downs of the week.
Yes, it's bear up, bear down. Everyone's in the game today. You in the chat, you playing at home. Bear up is the positive, and the bear down is the opposite of the Chicago Bear fight song. Bear down is the negative. Who was the worst player of Thanksgiving? Who was the best Bears player on Thanksgiving? We do it every week here on TTNL's Keepin It 100, brought to you by Shy City Sports and our guys over there. This week we go around. We're going to start with Cars. Cars, bear down this week. Who was your bear down?
Yes. Can I just go yes?
3, 2, 1, go.
Shit.
You can't watch it. Like
that wasn't that bad.
That wasn't that funny.
That bad. You gotta watch it. You'll laugh. You'll laugh. One more time.
3, 2, 1, go.
No, good. I'm good.
As long as it's not like broken body parts.
He might have broke some arms on that.
I remember I
don't think he hit that mat. I don't think he hit that.
We were preparing on Thanksgiving to play our rival, and we were practicing, but we were going across the field, right? And I was like a sophomore, and I went on a wheel route. The quarterback led me. I fucking ran into the goalpost at going on. Boom!
Is there video of that anywhere?
I wish.
Shayne probably has it.
I was not knocked out unconscious. I was just in complete utter shock. Like, what hit me? You would have. I can only hear my father. Shayne would appreciate it. My father, yeah. Philip, you all right?
This is your dad.
You all right? Like I'm gonna answer him on the ground. Anyway, yeah, goalposts. That's a dangerous place. Bear down. Yes. Just yes.
No, I'm going to have my bear down be Ryan Pace for sticking us with those shitty ass corners that I had to get watch. We are so lucky that Dan Campbell has no idea what the hell he's doing, because they went vertical the first drive, no problem, and then decided, we'll just settle for 3 and 4 yard pass plays the rest of the game. But like having watched Artie Burns, Kindle, Duke Shelley, Xavier Crawford, all of these guys that are just in over their heads. And we went into this season thinking that was the move. And it's not that Kyle Fuller is the better move, but it is the fact that we built the defensive thing that you thought this was a playoff team with Kindle Vildor as your starting nickel or your other outside corner, and then Artie Burns looked like toast. So Ryan Pace is my bear down this week.
But do you think that if you're at even semi-full capacity that you're going to cover up a little bit of those warts? I mean, you have Khalil Mack in there. I know Roquan got hurt, but Eddie Jackson is not doing Eddie Jackson things. But I mean, I still think, and I know I'm probably going to get torched here, but I still think Kindle Vildor's got talent. I just don't think
he's a nickel.
Yeah, him getting thrown out there to the fucking Wolves the way that he has under the circumstances is a bit. I have a big problem with. But
I agree with you, Shayne.
I think
look at pass rush hasn't been the problem, though. I mean, they were still getting after him this last week. The problem isn't that; it's the fact it's a combination, really, of the talent and the way that Desai is.
We have
leveraging
cars. If you want to look down there at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, Buddy the Elf can suck it. I hate Elf on the Shelf. Every parent here understands the pain. We have named ours Buddy the Elf. And I have to move it before the kids wake up.
Buddy the Elf, that movie was great though.
Oh yeah, the kids love it. But it's a combination of either the way that Desai is leveraging the corners, like you're giving all these, you're not having them really play physical at the line. You're having them play way off. They're not redirecting. Their guys are constantly open. So I am.
John Bowles makes a good point. You got Trufant to be your starter, then he had all this drama. I think it's one of his family members.
His father died.
Yep. Yeah, and then he kind of just went and decided to walk away from the game.
But he signed somewhere else.
Raiders.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost immediately after the Bears waived him.
Has he played? That would be interesting.
He made a play. He had a big play the other day.
Jeez.
So yeah, I mean, I
like my boy John Bowles. What up, John? Anyway, go ahead.
So it's not on Vildor, it's not on the guys, but I could have gone Desai or it could have gone Pace, and I just decided to go Pace because it's one of those positions he's ignored for. Oh yeah, he's never had a plan. Everything is reactionary.
I think Kendall Vildor has been targeted as a villain, and he's much better than people say. Watching the tape, I stand by that. Just like I did.
He's had a lot of play. Yeah, he's had plays. He's had some plays where it's just been fucking dime ball, and everybody's like, "Fuck Vildor."
Yeah. And there's been mistakes in the safety position, communication wise, that has been atrocious. So Desai too. It's Desai with you. So listen. I can't disagree with you, but I got to keep it 100. I think Vildor gets too much shit, and then them benching and finally holding somebody accountable.
Oh yeah,
that's a good point, Phil. It happens to be Kendall Vildor,
but they bench him for Artie Burns, who looked terrible,
awful,
terrible for large chunks of that.
I thought Claudio was out there playing.
Yes,
but that's the Chicago Bear way.
It's all right.
When they make a
change
myself, like that. Vildor gets thrown out with the fucking baby water, and then Artie Burns is going to be a big part of everything moving forward, and that's
I think
that's a huge issue.
I think Desai's not the guy.
No,
I've said that. I learned that what game? I think it was the Packers game. I just felt like you had an opportunity there to be aggressive and go, and then against the Ravens. Forget about it.
It's post the first game, right? Desai looked really well, called a great aggressive opening night.
Of course,
and then went in the
Jackle
shitter
puts
ever
up
since.
that comment. The Jackle and Claudio show.
I didn't do that.
The light shines a little bit away from him. He's like, "Fuck that!"
That was Claudio. Just so you know,
we're talking. Phil. All of a sudden, I see Claudio and Jackle like Bill and Ted. Like,
How you like that, Logan?
Just putting up what the 100 crew wants, bro. That's it.
All right. So
we're men of the PT.
Ryan Pace is your bear down. Did you
Ryan
say
Pace is my bear down. Yes.
There you go. Claudio Fernicola,
All right.
Barber.
Even though we won this game, I shook my head at a lot of players, a lot of plays, but I don't think I shook my head more when I saw fucking club dub after this fucking game.
There you
right?
go.
I don't know who
Claudio.
makes that decision, whether it's
coach.
the coaches or it's the players.
It's the coach.
It's
The players
whatever.
made it.
Yeah,
But the
coach can
coach
put the
allows
kibosh
it.
to that.
Okay.
You could
Because
put a kibosh.
listen,
Exactly, Shayne.
You win against the Lions, barely win against the Lions after losing 5 straight, and you're club dubbing it up. And I just
You're the laughing stock of the entire
it's just
league,
ridiculous.
Ted Phillips.
But you didn't
Just
hear
ridiculous.
Claude. You didn't hear Claude.
Ryan and Matt are men of character.
That's
that's yeah. So that whole thing needs to just just go away. I mean, I like it. Maybe in the playoffs, you win a playoff game. You
What's
make
that?
it to the playoff. You win your division. Something like that. That's like fucking when they do the champagne in baseball.
How about win through 5 in a row and do a club dub then?
Yeah.
Instead of losing 5 every
How about
fucking year. How about that?
2? How about win 2? Can we start it
baby
2?
steps? Baby steps.
I mean, we threw for 300 yards for the first time in like 2 seasons. So, you gotta, you can't take everybody to Sizzler at that point. So you got to do something to celebrate.
I totally agree with you, Claudio. It's an embarrassment. Then to see, as Shayne pointed out on BHL, your starting quarterback with injured ribs, QB1, dancing in club dub like this, it just looks, the optics of that look worse than your rumor mill return. And let's not fire Nagy. It's like you've been here 101 years and you still can't figure this shit out because you guess who's the constant. The constant is the McCaskies and Ted. Now we have to do something, George. You owe it to your mom. Ted, I'm sorry. We love you. We love you. We got to put you here. Matt's not the right guy. They're fucking club dubbing on Thanksgiving against the fucking Lions. And our starting quarterback who's hurt is dancing on camera.
You fired up club dub in Detroit, and listen to this. The Chicago Bears have more wins in Ford Field since 2018 than the fucking home team Detroit Lions do. True story. The Bears have 3 wins in Ford Field since 2018. That's more wins than Detroit.
But they own us. They own us, Shayne. Don't forget. They own us.
Calculator can't run that fucking algorithm.
What about that? There's that, I don't remember his name. A couple people have sent me this one Lions troll. He goes into every Bears presser and all this.
Don Diz or whatever.
Don, there you go. Where's Don? Where are you at, Don? Don.
How the fuck did I remember that?
Oh, I got a text. Dom is currently fucking Ariel Cologne's mother.
Oh, sweet. Whose twin sister smashes roaches.
Don Burr. Don Burr.
We got her right here, right? It says Ariel's mom. It says
Chris Jackle.
We were talking about
your bear down there.
Fuck. So I wanted to take Artie Burns, but we already discussed that to death. We talked about the side.
He's trying to buy time.
Wow. Touche, sir. Touche.
Wow.
But yeah, that's where I'm at with this. It's more on the defensive side. Desai is my guy. I'm going to stick there.
Model.
Sean Desai.
There you go.
Sean Desai. I was looking for that Jackal drop. Where did it go, Shayne?
I deleted it.
There's a lot of stuff in there that stinks.
No,
You did?
I can pull that.
No, I didn't. I'm kidding. I don't.
Jackal don't do shit.
There's hope, guys. There's hope.
I don't know if there's hope, Chris Jackal, but Sean Desai is his bear down. Listen.
It's over his head.
I agree. For me, it was the Packers game. The exclamation point highlighted, Canadian highlighters, everything against the Ravens down that stretch. Come on. You can't have miscommunication and coverage and then bench the kid. Anyway.
And coach afraid. He coaches afraid.
Coach is too scared.
Coaches
and then to lie.
Instead to win, he just tries not to lose. And you can't
he lied, Barlissimo, and I broke it down. You didn't get all your sacks on that same coverage. You didn't. So you sat there and lied about, well, we got all those sacks. No, that's not the truth. And you should be ashamed of yourself for lying. Anyway, my bear down. I'm sorry, guys. I got to do this. My bear down is to Coach Nagy. I've never been more embarrassed by what Claudio's saying, but the kneel downs at the end of the game to beat the Lions, to me, was the most pussy, dumbest, completely against my coaching integrity. This is not strategy to win the fucking Super Bowl or go to the playoffs. This is about you're playing a winless team. You set the tone strategically to run out the clock when your team can't run and you can't block. And you need these moments and these reps that you talk about all the time. You run that fucking ball in there and you score, and then you ask your defense to step up and stop them. And if they don't, then it's on them. That's what a real head coach does. They don't go out there against, as Shayne is pointing out, we've had more wins there than anyone, than the Lions themselves. They're, set a tone. Don't play like that. This isn't Madden against a fucking 13-year-old. He obviously infuriates me beyond anything imaginable, but I thought the NC, and some people are okay with it. I don't know where you guys are, but for me, sitting there watching Thanksgiving, him kneeling down, I just felt I know Chris Zorich felt the same way as me as a former Bear. Dante Jones said the same thing. Shayne, my dad said it even worse. It's an embarrassment. You drive that football down. If they stop you, you kick the field goal. If you score, you stop them. That's football. So my bear down, Coach Matt Nagy.
It was similar to Trestman, right? Didn't Trestman have that game where he tried to kick the field goal early on like third down and we lost the game? Like, those are the guys that we hire, right? We coach just to try to just enough to win a game, and that's glorious.
It was disgraceful to me. I get it. You want to win the game. You always play to win. But in this scenario, are they fucking going to go down the field and do you dirty like the Ravens did? Then that's on you. Go fucking... Everyone's talking about how great the O-line was that day. You're sitting there after they did a great job. Well, go after it then with David Montgomery, the elite back. He's also, let me add this to my bear down of this fucking guy. Khalil Herbert coming into the game. What for? You got your best fucking player on offense out there. It's David Montgomery, then Mooney. Those are your two bests. It shouldn't even be a decision. This guy's a fraud. Anyway, I'm getting fired up with this weak-ass pussy shit when I see it. Like, be a fucking man. Lead by example. Exactly, Angela. Weak-ass shit. Exactly. I just added the P word in there. Anyway, that's Matt Nagy. You are my bear down. Bear down for life. Bear down for what?
Oh, jeez.
Shayne Marsaw, you're bear down.
You guys took all my guys. This guy bounced back, but man, I was legit worried about our field goal kicker. I mean, he was so fucking locked in. Then you saw the moon shot in Pittsburgh. But how the 53 yards, you're in a fucking dome, and that shit was 6 or 7 yards. He said he chunked it. I think he said, but man,
turf. I know
never Cars brought it up immediately after the Pittsburgh kick that may have fucking psychologically broken him. And man, I was glad to see him bounce back, but holy shit, 53-yarder in a controlled environment, man. I had some legit fucking concerns about Cairo moving forward when that wasn't just fucking short. That was like 7, 8,
that
9
barely
yards
made it
fucking short. And I was like, I saw that. I just stared at the fucking TV like, what?
I thought it got tipped. I thought it got hit.
Oh my God.
How does that
I've never seen a 53-yard field goal be that fucking short other than in like a fucking high school football game. Yeah, it's like, what the
butthead fucking
early Robbie Gould when they wouldn't have him go into 50 or beyond.
God. I still can't believe that happened. Did somebody get some footage on it? Did he kick the turf before he hit it?
He said his exact words were he chunked it. Chunked it. So I don't know.
Did he do the truffle shuffle, Jackle? He chunked it. I want to know what the chunk did. I'm trying to get him on the show.
Yo, this is Mike Huff, 2TNL Network, coming straight out of the region. Fire Matt Nagy. Fire him now. Hashtag sell the team. There it out.
Mike,
the region.
The region.
I learned all about the region.
That doesn't exist. That's not real. It's not.
Listen, Cars.
Wait, there is
explained it all to me.
There is a stat.
That's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong.
There is a stat, I gotta say, that changes the course of time for me.
Can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but
There it is. There it is. I did not know that the state of Indiana is East Coast time, except for the region. So that goes into Midwestern time because they follow the clock of Chicago.
That deserved the full length.
Yeah, well, I think it is a point in this. And Angela obviously is from the region too. So that doesn't change the context for it.
I'm sorry, something that Greg Bragg said changed anything? No.
I was trying to get them on
topographical maps, like the fucking overhead view, and you can see the peaks and valleys. I pulled one up of the region right here.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
That shit on your lips got some shit on its lip, man.
That thing, Greg, could be in the region, and that thing would be on East Coast time itself.
That's the new Bears Stadium right there. What the fuck is shit?
Can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but
Listen, there is a point about the time, and I get it. Is it Chicago? No, but I get
That's
Chicago
the point.
land.
That's the point. No,
he's saying Chicago land. That's been his argument. I'm just saying I didn't know this whole Indiana is on East Coast time, except for the region. That changes.
And what
the
state
dynamic.
is the region in?
It's in Indiana.
I'm sorry. What state? And what state is Chicago?
Now
in?
let me say this, Claudio.
Yes,
we're in Connecticut.
Yep.
But they say the metropolitan area when they can talk about Connecticut.
They say tri-state.
They say tri-state as well.
Yeah.
They say tri-state. Then they focus in on New
But
York City.
We're from Connecticut. We don't say we're from New York City.
We're from the region of New York City. Yeah.
Yes, we're from 203. I think that's what Sergeant Fuzzy Paws is. I don't know if he's
860 over here.
We are from the 203.
Sergeant Fuzzy
860 up here, Phil.
Greg might have his own area code.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
I didn't know they stacked shit that high.
He can breastfeed my daughter with that thing.
He's got codes and area codes. That's a big pimple. I know he was upset that I put that on.
Oh, he's gonna love
birthday wish. He was supposed to come on tonight. Anyway,
Bulls playing.
No, he has his own show tonight. Apparently, Shayne Marsaw, you're bear down.
Yeah, I already told you.
You gave it.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Santos.
did?
Cairo.
Oh, he didn't say it.
That somehow morphed into the region somehow.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that went into the region.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
This will be a forever thing. The region, Chicagoland, does Greg's pimple.
Fucking bullets. I love you, man.
Oh, Edwin. Well done, Edwin. Yeah.
Edwin saying, "That fucking pimple's bigger than Phil. Fuck a pimple. That's an alien coming out of his face."
It's like the end of Spaceballs when that monster comes up and is dancing up and down. Yeah.
If you're not watching
Poor
this
Greg.
show, Shayne Marsaw is putting a image of
Where's Fred
Greg's
Savage to be
giant
like,
pimple.
Mole.
We're not going to play that. That's a movie.
That's listen.
Yep.
That's what's going on. That's why they're laughing. Shayne, are you doing the Manscaped?
Yeah, are you going to go to Bear Up first?
Yeah, we're going to do. I'm just getting this out of the way as we turn the corner.
Yeah.
After this segment, we will do the Manscaped promo. Shayne Marsaw, you kick off. Bear up, bear down, bear up.
I'm going to go on the defensive side of the ball, and this is a guy that's a credit to Ryan Pace, and I think is going to be a big part of the future of this team. Number 99, Travis Gibson, continues to show me flashes each and every week. And live, I thought the guy was down when he did the peanut punch, and then they replayed that. I think Cars, maybe you and I were texting. I'm like, oh shit,
he was up.
That dude that's a clear fumble, but that was a great play.
Heads up play.
Travis is starting to stack these games together. Listen, I'm not a guy that's going to go out there and say if you don't have 2 sacks, 3 sacks, 3.5 sacks and a forced fumble that you're shit, like a lot of listeners do, because they're hungry for stats. But this kid is starting to show signs, and I mean he's transformed his body. And you think about the Bears got this kid in round 5 along with Darnell Mooney in round 5, and these are the things that you want to see from these guys, because you need cost control guys that are going to be a big part of your franchise. The way that this team is structured financially moving forward, that's the benefit of having Justin Fields on a rookie contract, because you have some monstrous contracts moving forward with Khalil Mack, with Eddie Jackson, with Robert Quinn. You got to pay Roquan Smith, however that's going to unfold. Right. So
you can only fuck a cap when you've got the young kids on draft picks coming up.
Fuck a cap. I can't wait. That's going to be coming up this offseason. A lot of fun with that. The draft.
They're going to be making
patron.
Yeah, they're going to be making moves for sure.
They're going to be making a lot of moves.
You need guys like Travis Gibson that is making 5th round draft pick money.
They traded it up to get.
They gave up
another.
They gave up a 4th round pick next year for a 5th round pick for the current draft, and took Travis Gibson. I mean, that kid has transformed his body, like I said, and he's making plays each and every week, man. I'm really excited. I wish he'd change his number. I'm not a big 99 fan on a pass rusher like that. No, maybe on an interior guy.
But, I like 99 coming off the edge. Jason Taylor.
Yeah, I'd take Jason Taylor, but no, Travis Gibson, you're my bear up.
Good
That's what
job.
Shea McClellan was going to be, Jason Taylor 2.0.
How about this guy,
That's a Philipson looked like the night that they drafted Shea McClellan. Sitting back, fucking boy.
Took the weekend at Bernie's.
There's our boy Adam Rank getting a bear up this week from all of us here, rocking the TTNL swag. Is anyone cooler than that? I love when people in the media support what we do here and understand how important TTNL is to the fans and the fan base. Real Bears talk, real talk all the time. We don't fucking sugarcoat shit. that being said, my bear up goes to a guy that continues, and Claudio's nervous. Am I going to take his guy?
No.
But I'm not. I'm not going to take his guy. I'm looking at this guy's effort, no matter who's on the field and what's going on. All the fucking blog boys, where are you? Wake you up with my loud voice. Where are you at? Woke Jackle up. Look at his eyes. Like he fucking... Jackal blew a line of coke. He was like, Adam Gase over there. Yes, I don't know where the blog boys are. My guy, though, Robert Quinn, continues to play each and every play, every game, like it's his last. He does it with pride and passion. It sucks that Khalil Mack is hurt because you could see Robert Quinn in two cases. It sucks that he's hurt because I think the two of them will be going off. But I also think Robert Quinn has stepped up and become the menacing force with Khalil out, showing all those nerds and blog boys. And you could be honest if you were one of them in the chat when I showed you here each and every week a guy playing hurt last year and not getting home by a split second. You could just tell the injury was hindering the production. Robert Quinn is doing things that most of us, or not me, but most of these fans really were hard on him, saying he was a bust. He's not worth the money. I know the Bog and all these other people saying you got to cut, free up that money. And then Cards is like, you can't, assholes, because of this. So I don't know what just happened. Jet storm in Claudio's building. But Robert Quinn, you are my bear up this week. The Mighty Quinn. Remember the song, The Mighty Quinn? You ain't seen nothing like the Mighty Quinn. Jackal, who is your bear up?
You took mine, Philip. So I've been on a big offensive line kick too. I'm going to go with Mr. Borum. I saw him pop up in the chat, but Olin kind of kicked him in the shins a little bit, saying he's been nicked up throughout the year, playing, being injured a couple of times. But I felt like that was kind of some low hanging fruit. And I feel like he's definitely put together a nice 4-game stretch here where he's really showing what he's capable of. And I think it's a great foundation to build on. So Larry Borum is my bear up.
Look at you. Good job. Yes. Look at Foster. You know the song. Come on within. Come on within. You ain't seen nothing like the Mighty Quinn. Cars brings us to you and your bear up. We skipped Claudio. He disappeared.
Good.
Rex Grossman came in his look at him. He's
please get Claudio on, because I'd like to say that my bear up.
I love it.
Let me put it. Let me so we can hear you in the background.
My bear up is Darnell Mooney. Now listen, I crapped on him early in the game because he's had some brutal-ish drops the last couple of games. But the way that, the guy has stepped up. He's made plays. He's the only offensive playmaker we have. So
you're the Vikings. You
Claudio.
Cars is the Vikings. He skipped over you.
For some reason. I don't know why that happened.
Darnell Mooney is my bear up. Eat it. Take that tongue punch in the fart box, buddy.
You took my turn, you fuck.
You went off the board.
Well, I had to, because
what was it?
Fucking air.
Had to go smoke meth, huh, Claudio?
Yeah, you gave it to me. I had it. You're my best customer. If I didn't smoke it, it would be rude.
Oh,
all right,
this is Claudio the Barber. Yo, 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 this is Claudio the Barber. Oh, this is Claudio the Barber. This is Claudio the Barber, and this is Shy City Sports, Keepin It 100. Listen, it's Jesper Horsted's world, and we're just all living in it. Oh, this is Claudio the Barber, and this is Shy City Sports, Keepin It 100. I see you, Shiri. I see you.
did.
Michael the fucking killer right here. All right?
Never mind. Take him off. I can't even understand him because of the mask. It's done. Take it off.
Smoke weed every day.
There he
Love
is. Claudio the Barber.
That Michael Myers skit. You guys didn't give it a chance. You didn't give it a chance. That's the problem.
Such an
Hey, Claudio.
I had
Claudio,
some good lines in there.
Claudio, cut it out.
Cut it out.
Cut it out.
All right.
Cut it out.
So, who did you take, Jackal? Because I missed that too.
He took Borum.
Borum. Oh, then I'll have to go my barrel.
Travis Gibson.
Yeah, I was going to take.
You're going to take
too,
Andy
but...
Dalton, aren't you?
You know, I am actually because
There you
because
go.
he got a
meaningless.
He got a meaningless award from fucking Fox, whatever award that fucking was, that little ball thing that he won.
They didn't bring out the drumsticks or
The
nothing.
turducken?
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't bring out the
do any of
turducken.
that.
No,
But, I mean, he did have a good game. I mean, you know, he put up some
Peter
yards.
nixed that shit.
Hey, listen,
He
from
had
a
a good drive
mental,
at the end. You know,
from what he's put up with and had to deal with this season, and the fact that he performed the way that he did, not everybody mentally can handle the weird kind of off season and season he's had. So that there is something to be said for that.
I mean, he
I
had
agree.
a good drive at the end, and so yeah.
Only if
But
Coach
of course,
let
we all
him
know
finish it out.
Mooney is
No, you can't. Too late. No. Mute him. He's done. No.
Well,
Better
Claudio.
up is Andy Dalton.
There you go.
All right. Manscaped.
Dumbest tweets of the week.
Hey, where's my music,
Claude?
Claude?
You got that Manscaped read? I thought you were doing that.
I know. I thought.
There you go.
Well, you did dumbest tweets.
I was given the foreshadowing. That's coming up. Dumbest tweets.
Foreshadowing. With
Thank God we had that dry run
ICD
before we
Sports
went
at
live.
Manscaped.com for 20% off.
Oh, Jackal wants to read it.
Go ahead, Jackal. You got it.
I don't have jack shit, but one thing it's because I shaved my balls with the Manscaper 4.0 alone. I don't have anything. So
I just had it. Hold on. Let me grab
We
it.
even have a graphic, don't we?
We do. We should have a GIF.
A GIF.
Up there.
Ooh.
There's a
Claudio
GIF.
shaving his taint.
There it is.
Yes.
Look at that.
Oh,
Manscaped.
wow.
A
It's
gift for both
football
Twitch
season, baby. And you know what that means? It means we're going for two here with the sponsors of today's show. Manscaped. Blitzing through hairs has never been easier. And it's time you join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by using code Shy City Sports for 20% off and free shipping. It's 3 and out the window with all other trimmers. Now go tame that Wildcat offense. The Performance Package 4.0 for Manscaped is the perfect package for your package and key for a great grooming and hygiene routine to make sure the boys downstairs are smooth like Tom Brady in the fourth quarter. I don't know why we're promoting Tom Brady here, but there's no 15-yard penalty for the clipping. This package also comes with the Weed Whacker. This elite nose and ear hair trimmer is also waterproof, Phil, and uses the 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual blade system. This trimmer also has proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes. After trimming your footballs, show them some love with the Manscaped liquid formulations, the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, and Crop Reviver. Ball Toner are here to take your balls game to the next level. We have an exclusive offer for our audience. Get 20% off and free shipping with the coupon code Shy City Sports. Manscaped also threw in 2 free gifts: the Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers, and the Shed Travel Bag. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Shy City Sports at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with the coupon code Shy City Sports. Stiff arm your pubes out of the playoffs this year with Manscaped.
There you go, Manscaped.
Dang, you forgot it also plays this. plays that while you're doing it.
There you go.
Shaving your balls. It plays Fire Nagy.
It'll help.
Fire Nagy.
I don't need any music playing while I'm shaving my balls. I'm concentrating, doing my thing. No music.
Get into a rhythmic flow and cause any problems down there, Claudio.
That's right.
Claudio's got that music.
I'm ready. Let's go.
All right. It's time. Every week, Shayne Marsaw. He's back. He's pulling it back into the whole show. Everyone's favorite part. The dumbest tweets of the week. Shayne scours the Twitter sphere
easy this week
to find these dumb tweets. Shayne, you are ready? Claudio, can you turn up the music?
Turn it up. Yep.
Yeah.
Got it. Is that good?
A little bit higher.
I feel like we're in the Dave Chappelle
There we
skit.
go.
Turn the music up in my headphones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget 20% off with the coupon code Shy City Sports. Yeah.
He's the mailman. He ain't in a gang, but every day this dude runs them streets. There's not one other network, not one, that had said that our guy, David Montgomery, is elite. He's the smartest man. And these are his dumbest tweets of the week.
This one is so dumb, Phil. There's only one, and this is
that's what I like.
Old friend Matthew Miller. And
Miller's back.
This is a 3-for-1, and I got to start you at the top here. Jordan Reed said, Andrew Stuber has been excellent so far today, and this is in Michigan versus Ohio State. He's number 71 for Michigan. I'm excited to do more on him soon. Easy to see why he's going to the Senior Bowl. Jim Nagy chimed in, said Stuber will start for a very long time at the next level. And Matt Miller, NFL draft scout extraordinaire, chimes in with this. It looks like it. I have been focused much more on the pass rushers for Michigan and the wide receivers for OSU, but he's catching my eye consistently today. So what Matt Miller just admitted to you, he's so fucking talented. He's watching the pass rushers for Michigan while they're facing the wide receivers on offense from Ohio State, all at the same fucking time. Also known as I'm full of shit and I'm not watching both of these guys at the same fucking time because you cannot scout that way.
Sure, Miller, you can.
Yeah, unbelievable. This guy does not fucking think at all before he sends shit out like that. It's him trying to fit in with Jordan Reed is super talented guy. Jim Nagy is one of the best in the fucking biz, so Matt wants to fucking chime in. He's watching pass rushers and offensive weapons at the same time. Phil, when was the last time that you ever did that?
Yesterday.
I don't think you do that if you're scouting the offensive tackle.
Exactly. I would be embarrassed to say that, but he put it in fucking print and hit send. So, yeah. Matt Miller. I think we're going to see a lot more from Matt Miller as we get into this offseason, a lot more. But, yeah, that was pretty special there. So, Matt Miller, you are my dumbest tweet of the week.
The tweet
Way to go, Matt.
never lies in this segment. I could tell you that, but Matt does. Shayne has caught Matt in many of these situations, these uncomfortable.
It's the teeth never lies.
The teeth never lies. Speaking of Braggs' giant fucking.
Okay. I didn't know what he was talking about.
Come on, guys.
Claudio, do you got that music? Because Shayne does this every week. He doesn't just give you a bad one. You got to end it on a good one. And hopefully my poem, I could read my handwriting this time. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Caden Whitlow is fucking that pig again. Yeah.
Oink, oink.
He's the smartest man. He's the one who taught the Pilgrims to follow the North Star. He's smart. He also doesn't trust Nagy, unlike our lovable, as Jackle would say, Mr. Cars. But Cars has turned the corner now, so this poem doesn't make sense.
Around.
This was written circa September 28th.
Was it during one of my many suspensions from the network?
Yes.
Okay.
I had to dig it up. The lovable.
We need to recreate the Cars Florio after Nagy gets launched.
Oh yeah.
We need Cars to reprise his bullshit news role that Florio fell for. That was.
How do I get him to convince that Aaron Cromer is coming back to lead the franchise?
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
I think I'd be done with that one. But yeah, let's jump into this. I have 2 tweets of the week. And
tweets.
Yeah, this isn't really a tweet, but this is something that I think could be our credo here on this network, something that we have talked about incessantly over the years. And this is from a quote from Bill Parcells, but this is from the Harvard Business Review. And this is Bill Parcells talking about the turnarounds have taught me a fundamental lesson about leadership. You have to be honest with people, brutally honest. You have to tell them the truth about their performance. You have to tell them that face to face, and you have to tell it to them over and over again. Sometimes the truth will be painful. Sometimes saying it will lead to uncomfortable confrontation. So be it. The only way to change people is to tell them in the clearest possible terms what they're doing wrong. And if they don't want to listen, they don't belong on this team.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
That should be something that is posted on Ryan Pace's desk. That should be posted in George McCaskey's office. That is something that they should have on the front of their fucking binder when they're interviewing head coaches here in a few more weeks. But that literally is what we have been talking about here. Phil, we've talked about it 100 times, man. We've had to have
more than 100.
We have had to have some uncomfortable talks over the fucking past few months with stuff that we didn't want to do, but you do it because it needs to be done.
Exactly.
And that right there is exactly what you want to remind yourself if you're running a franchise each and every fucking day. Do you think that that's going on in Chicago with the Bears? No, I don't.
Ryan and Matt are men of character. They are both, like Ted, outstanding leaders. I've been most impressed with how well they collaborate.
You notice? Replay that again real quick. Do you see his dad over his head pointing like, get the fuck out of here, George?
Yes.
Ryan and Matt are men of character. They are both, like Ted, outstanding leaders. I've been most impressed with how well they collaborate.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
Thank you. Yeah, he's never learned from his father,
right?
And that baffles me on so many levels. But if you don't love the game, that's fine. Maybe.
So my number one tweet of the week could be easily one of the best tweets that I've ever brought onto the show.
Jesus, Edwin. The fuck? Holy shit!
Oh my god!
It is finally. He's moved. He loves me now, and he has moved on towards you. Yes.
Christ, you shit and die slow, man, guy. What the fuck?
Oh my!
All right, so this is what we're gonna do here. I talked to Phil about this tweet today because I've had it for a couple of weeks, so it is a little bit dated, but it's too good not to share. Kansas played Texas, and Kansas upset Texas in Texas. You guys all know how college football overtime goes. If they keep on extending it, it just goes to 2-point conversions. If one team gets it and the next team, or if the one team doesn't get it and the next team gets the 2-point conversion, they win the game. That's how Alabama beat Auburn this past weekend. But this is a video from a phone at the stadium in Texas, and it's of a family. Their son is a walk-on linebacker for Kansas, and he's in on the 2-point conversion play for Kansas against Texas, and he ends up catching the 2-point conversion, and his parents have no idea. And then all of a sudden you hear his dad realize that his son just caught the winning 2-point conversion. He's never taken an offensive snap in his life, linebacker, walk on. But this video is fucking great. I almost tear up listening to it because you can hear the enthusiasm from the fucking family. But yeah, so just leave the comments down, and I'm gonna roll this and just enjoy it. It's fucking great.
Baltimore fans, horns up for the Isles of Texas.
That's
unbelievable. It doesn't get any better than that, man. I mean, you hear if I've watched that video probably 30 times since it came out, and you hear the dad, he's like, "That's Jared," and then
my boy
pops up on the
jumbotron, and he's telling the people next to him, "That's my boy, that's my son right there." And it's just, man,
that's what football is all about.
If you don't get choked up watching that, I don't even want to be your friend. I mean, that's what it's all about right there. He's like, you're the man. You're the man.
Tear out of my eye. That was awesome.
Oh, man, it's so great. Best tweet that I've ever been involved with as long as I've been doing that. Great video. That's one that I cropped and I'll probably keep in my phone forever. You know, you're sitting around and you watch it and it gives me chills every single time because as a father, you know, you think about your son being in that position, and I've had a tough week with my dad this week, thinking about stuff like that, you know, as my dad gets older, and it really, really hits home, and just a great thing. And again, this is what we are built on here at this network. We can bust balls and joke around and everything like that, but at the end of the day, it's all love. It's all about family. And if any one of my guys here on this panel was in trouble, they know that I would be right there for them 100% no matter what. And that's what it's all about, man. That video right there, that's what football is. That's what life should be. Yep. And we need a little bit more of that was Jared in our life, because that was fucking amazing.
More Jared.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that, Shayne.
This just going back off of Jared, you think of Tom Waddle, and I'm bringing this into, bear with me here. Tom Waddle, if he was on Coach Nagy's team, he would never be known, because this is what I'm trying to get at. Demir Bird. Who is Demir Bird? You got Daz Newsome. You got all of these players. This kid Cotier from Rhode Island. They bring him up. They put him in for one play. They bring him out. It's so frustrating. And the biggest letdown for the whole game for me, and I forgot to say this in my bear down with Nagy when I'm seeing this, is Grant. Jakeem Grant is so explosive and talented. They can't figure out how to use him. I mean, it is me and Claudio were sitting there on that one toss or whatever. I forget what he got the ball. I'm going to be putting out the tape Never Lies this Friday. It'll be coming out on our YouTube channel and for you patrons. But
could you fix the overdubbing of your voice over top of each other?
Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Hold on. But
we'll clean it up in post.
You have to fucking get this guy involved. These like moments like that, like there's certain attributes and talents that
Everybody's
This
looking at
football
him,
team.
and I understand the point of, every fucking yard matters, but it always makes me laugh. Your fucking offense is struggling. You're looking for any fucking bit of momentum you can get, and then people are like, why is he bringing it out of the end zone? Well, because they're looking for a fucking spark. That's
need
why.
a spark.
That's why.
Your offense scored. You threw for 300 yards. Your offense scored 16 points. Think about this. I mean, this is
Struggle
this guy came
to
here.
score 60.
Yeah,
Struggle.
Needs to. It's like, come on, like that's why he's taken out. If he's not a big part of your offense, like I couldn't believe he wasn't a big part coming off the 2-week bye, but he's an explosive player to go along. Oh, by the way, Allen Robinson, your franchise player, is not in, so you would make more of an emphasis.
Not
not
like
them.
he's going to be in this week either.
Yeah, not them. So anyway, I just wanted to point out guys like Jared remind me of Tom Waddle, the underdog. They get the opportunity. Ditka, good coaches, great coaches like Parcells. He would see the value of a Waddle, would see a value. Yeah, Rodney Adams, these players, and utilize it and give them a chance.
Yes.
We don't see that with Ryan Pace and Nagy. Maybe Pace is pushing. Maybe Pace was the knock on the door. That's who I was told. I know George McCaskey's story has come out, but anyway, that was my just thought there. Like, that's football. I don't give a fuck where they're from, where you drafted them. Get them in the game. Let them make plays.
I mean, if I'm going to root for a team, I want to give it all I got.
Next play. Pass.
There was no rhyme or reason.
Drove down the field. Mr. Montgomery breaks a huge run. If he scores on the run, you don't got to worry. But you do got to worry because he gets tackled at the freaking 15.
There was no rhyme or
Next play, shotgun.
The tape never lies.
Bold prediction. What's your prediction? What's your prediction? The old line is playing shitty. What's the skinny? No identity. If Nagy can't find it, Bears will keep it with the enemy. Red zone opportunity. Once again, they gotta settle for 3. The reality of coaching when the defense has to carry the team. Prediction. What you think would happen versus what does. A light year from the Super Bowl and now we're losing buzz. Nagy has no answers, just predictions that don't change. The segment is the truth. Give it by the guys and feeling shame. What's your prediction? That bold prediction.
The tape never lies.
Bold
It never
prediction.
does.
What's your prediction?
Can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but
There you go. Bold predictions.
Can you imagine the smells coming out of Braggs' mouth?
Cars. Bears versus Cardinals this weekend. Who do you got?
My bold
Cars, before you speak, number 1 road scoring team in the NFL, 32 points a game, Cardinals. I didn't want that to factor in because I know you're going to pick the Bears to win by 30, but
Well, now you've changed everything on me, and I was not prepared for that nugget. So my bold prediction is I will not stress watch this football game because I have no expectations of anything going forward. So my bold prediction is I will watch the game and not care, which is a wonderful place for me to be. Because I can't care for a Matt Nagy-led team any further, at least on game day. As for what I expect, I expect the Bears to lose 35-10. That is what
35-10.
I feel like with Murray coming back healthy, with Hopkins coming back and playing, I worry a little bit about that pass rush and what they can do on that side. I would really be shocked if we saw – I would both be shocked and not if I saw Justin Fields. I really don't expect him to play, and I think that just – Matt Nagy gets his day of having Andy Dalton again as the starting quarterback. So that's my prediction, 35-10.
35-10. Shayne, how do you feel? Do you feel similar to Cars? Because
I have zero expectations for anything good to come out of this game other than maybe a few cursory plays by some of the young guys, like maybe Travis Gibson.
That's why you watch. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I fully expect this is going to be, the Chicago Bears organization are like, oh, hey, we got off the snide versus Detroit.
Here comes the playoff run.
And did that, you see all these assholes. Hey, we're one game out. We're in the hunt. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Great. No, this is going to be a bludgeoning. Like I'm saying, like 36-10, 36-13. I'll say 36-13. We'll give Cairo. Yeah.
36-13 you got.
Yeah. I think these guys are too explosive. I think the Bears are obviously down some guys on defense, and still you see a guy like Eddie Jackson coming out and saying that, the fire Matt Nagy chants, the Bears fans have to realize that that's not helping. That's actually making it worse. No, that means that you're soft fucking mentally, because when you come out and tell everybody that we don't give a fuck what the fans say. We don't read what's in the papers. Yeah, you do. Read it all, you dickhead. You hear it all. You're fucking soft. Say it, Phil. Soft as puppy shit.
Soft as puppy shit.
Kyler is averaging 9 yards an attempt on a pass. Right? Yeah. 9 yards an attempt going against us.
No Roquan, no Khalil Mack. Eddie Jackson, the shell of what he used to be.
Yeah, who knows what he is?
Yeah, I mean,
but
I don't even feel good about predicting 13 points, honestly.
You said 36-13. You said.
He said, 36-13.
You can change it. We're still on the show.
I'll say 36-13. And
there.
My bold prediction.
Yes.
I think you're gonna see. I'll say 2 sacks from Robert Quinn, because I just think he's
Quinn sacks.
I think he's locked in, and I think
he cried against.
I found out more about him this week that I never knew. I didn't know he's got a brain tumor. I never knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
That's
freaking crazy.
Adjusted to it, throughout his. I mean, he's had it for ever.
Imagine this guy.
It's not. It's not.
I love Robert Quinn.
Yeah, but I mean, it's everybody was saying a few short months ago. Everybody's saying it was the worst signing in the history of Ryan Pace. He's going to set the franchise back. And hey, did we get everything out of him that we wanted to last year? Absolutely not. But he was obviously hurt. I mean, I've seen plays from him this year. You're like, holy shit, this dude looks like he's 24.
Right.
Not like he's plus
shoulder.
30. Yeah.
He does oh my God. But Bellissimo, my dad and myself will be showing you some Robert Quinn on Saturday.
And the Bears haven't had a pass rusher finish in the top 5 of sacks. Would they say since
I didn't see this.
1988, I think they said, or some shit.
Was it Trace Armstrong the last one?
It's crazy. I thought maybe Mark Anderson was when he did the 12 and a half. I thought he was up there, but they must have had some guys that were astronomical.
Really?
So that would be 2006 season, because Anderson was out of Bama, 5th rounder. Yeah, I believe he had 12 and a half as a rookie. But yeah, it's been quite a long time. But yeah, I'll say my bold prediction: Robert Quinn 2 sacks. Bears get beat 36-13.
Okay.
36.
Cars, what was your bold prediction?
That I will not care.
Okay. Cars will not care.
That's a bold.
I got to type it in.
That's what I wanted.
It's going to be one of those games, Phil, like when you and I are trying to figure out the connection to Facebook in the middle of the fucking game.
That's what I wanted. I've never, until this season, even with the Trestman, I would get, and this is what I was trying to go for here, and you as well, the fan. I've never not felt nervous, anxious, or some feeling of we gotta fucking do that. Come on, Bear, that until Thanksgiving. I didn't feel it, and I still don't feel it. What you're talking about resonates with me, and it's unfortunate. It's like I get nervous. I'm still getting fired up, as Claudio could attest. I still get fired up. I'm still coaching the game, but it's in utter sheer disappointment that this guy's coaching the Chicago Bears and you look as bad as that. It's just, I've never felt this way as a fan in my life. So tired. That's the word. It's tired of this organization. So
Phil,
anyway,
before you do your prediction, go around cars. Does Fields play?
No.
I have a feeling that he might. I don't know. I'm not 100% sold that they're. I mean, I think they put him out there. He was limited today, correct? I guess tomorrow will be tomorrow will be telling to see how he is. If he's limited again, I guess he probably won't. But I have a feeling they're going to try to get him out there because I think this franchise is dumb enough to believe that they have a legitimate shot. To be in contention at the playoffs.
So my
playoff revenue.
Matt Nagy, to me, I still think believes that the best thing for him to win is Andy Dalton. So any excuse for him to start Andy and rest him another week is what I expect out of him. That's why I say no. Is that's what he that's what my belief is that he thinks.
Phil, do you think he plays Fields?
I honestly have zero thoughts on that. I have no idea because it's such a optics thing for these people.
All right, cool. Claudio, you think he plays?
Cards is usually always right. I will just agree with whatever Cards says. I do not think. No, I don't think Fields is going to play. It's.
I mean, did he practice
first team?
Yes. No, he didn't. Very limited. All first team reps went to Dalton.
So then, no. I mean,
but Grody had video of him out there.
He's dancing in Club
He said he looked good though. Like he didn't look like they thought he looked better than they.
I can grab that
out
clip
there.
from Grody.
I don't know who this is. This guy. I guess we follow him, but I'll address it. I hope you're watching the show. But Bojan Rajan, have you ever?
Yeah, he was
that
talking.
His real,
He was talking about you and King Henry and David Montgomery in the chat for a while.
Oh, okay. Bojan is wondering, how did I feel when Olin embarrassed me?
Yeah.
And I will address that right now. I don't think Olin embarrassed me at all. I think Olin kind of showed his loyalty to his guy. Does anybody agree that Sam Mustipher is a good center? I guess no one agrees with that.
Name me 15.
I love Olin Kreutz. We could disagree on this. I don't watch every center in the NFL, but I do watch Sam Mustipher. I don't feel at all that Olin embarrassed me at all. In fact, some would argue that Olin might have embarrassed himself based on his loyalty. I love Olin.
Still in the chat.
No, he's afraid.
He's gone.
I'm like anybody. We're like any.
Sorry.
I could just speak for Shayne and myself, not everybody else on the show. Only because I know Shayne, and we address the troll and the love and the hater, but you're gonna go out there and make some shit up. I'm telling you right now, I don't agree with Olin. I think James Daniels, like I said, is a better center. I would like to see what Dieter Eisland brings to the table. We didn't get to talk about that, but Sam Mustipher again getting destroyed. I'm showing you the fucking tape, Rajan, whatever the fuck. The tape doesn't lie. So all I could do is go on that. Shayne, are you comfortable with Sam Mustipher moving forward on the Chicago Bears?
No, I'm not.
Cars, you?
No.
Claudio?
No.
You agree with
Who's
Cars?
Sam Mustipher?
No, I watched the game with. Listen, when I watch the game with Phil points out every fucking thing every player does wrong. So I hear it, and no, of course.
Watch the fucking tape.
I completely don't ever try to disrespect people I respect. That's my point here. I'm not going to go in a tit for tat with Olin Kreutz. That being said, I will address any kind of fucking truth in this scenario of someone questioning me. I was never fucking embarrassed. I honestly was I was shocked at the top 15, to be perfectly honest, but I only could focus in on what I see. Sam Mustipher.
It doesn't mean that Sam can't improve, though, either.
I said it was his best game.
Yeah.
And listen, it's not just me who's saying this. I've had Coach DeLeo, my father, Barlissimo say, Shayne saying it. People that I respect, a former college offensive line coach. Well, not former. So I don't ever twist narratives. Where's the twisting of the narrative, Ernesto? Am I twisting a narrative?
Nah.
Am I twisting a narrative? Anybody?
Ernesto's pissed because he doesn't have his own show.
Logan wants me to film you a little bit when you're out watching a game. So
yeah, you should.
I might go live on.
That's only going to be for the patrons, Claudio.
Yeah, it's only for the patrons.
There you go. Anyway, I just wanted to address that because he's blowing up my phone with ignorant stupidity, like he's some tough keyboard.
I got to block him on Facebook too.
So apparently, I don't know. I'm not going to block
that guy.
Invite him on the show.
He can come
should
on the
come
show.
on.
Yeah, come on the show. Come on.
I love it. It was just
what you should
random. It
ask.
popped up on my phone. I'm like, embarrassed. I wasn't embarrassed at all. I'm sitting here promoting Olin to president. That is not, I would be, if I'm coaching the Bears, I'm fucking destroying any kind of thought of having Sam Mustipher as my center. It's just not happening. I'm not going to rank. Let me go look at, I don't, how much time can I commit to watching every center in the league? I think it was unfair, to be perfectly honest, that I gave him JC Treader and Lindsey, who was the former Packer. That's who the kid I was trying to talk about. Now he's with the Chargers. But James Daniels, to me, is the answer at center. If I was the head coach of the Chicago Bears, this is my offensive line. You ready? Obviously, I'm not putting Tevin Jenkins out there now, coming off this injury. Nah, he's going to redshirt. I don't care what he offers with this shitty team. Don't care. My left tackle, obviously, Jason Peters will stay there. My left guard will continue to be Cody Whitehair. My center is James Daniels. My right guard is either Bars or I want to see what one of these other players have. One of the other players. Right guard to me is a need now. Now you need. Is it Bars? Is it the kid Lachavius Simmons? Is it Hambright? Is it Dieter Eisland? Is Dieter Eisland the center? And then you leave James.
I think Logan had it in there, and I know he was upset that you didn't bring it up with Olin, but it's really a wasted question to ask Olin. We've asked him directly about it. There's no reps from Dieter. He said that Dieter has been into his gym and worked out.
There's nothing for us to look at.
He left, and I guess he got dinged up, and he never came back. But there's no reps for Olin to speak on Dieter. Even with us, you can go back and look at stuff from college, but there's a lot of like, oh, I believe in the kid, but you can't sit here and say that it's factual evidence. It's just having belief in the kid, and that's no different than what Olin was going to say about him. Maybe Olin had some behind the scenes stuff, but he's never going to fucking share that. I mean, you can see the way that he came out in full-blown support of Olin. Listen, I love Olin Kreutz. I believe in Olin Kreutz, and I think he's a no-nonsense guy. But Olin's also a businessman that's got a fucking gym, that's friends with Harry Heastan, that has Sam Mustipher there, that has a pipeline to Notre Dame offensive linemen in fucking Chicago coming there to work out. And I get it. I get that part of it, but to me, to say that Sam is a top 10 to 15 center in the NFL right now, nah.
No.
I don't give a shit what you say, and it doesn't mean that you have to have somebody on your list that can come in. Thing about it is the Bears aren't going to go out. I could have said Jason Kelsey from Philly. Doesn't mean that he's available. Doesn't mean that he's going to come in and do it. If the Bears address the center position, they're going to go fucking fishing in the draft for center. That's where they're going to address it, or they're going to move James Daniels over and go to try to find a guard. But
Listen,
I don't know. I just think people get fired up and jealous and just want to try to prove everybody wrong and say, oh, you know, Olin got one over on you and whatever. That's fine. Great. Okay. Olin came on and spoke his truth just like Phil did. Who gives a fuck?
Exactly. I just wanted to address, I'm sorry I took it there, but I always keep it 100. As a fan, you have an issue or you're projecting a narrative that isn't true. Like Rajon, let me get his exact name.
Bojan.
Is this a real name? Bojan Rajan. And
yeah, that's stands for Diddy in fucking Arabic.
Is it?
Yeah, stands for Diddy.
Okay. So that's what I just want to
sunglasses on.
Truthfully,
Take
again, anybody leaving this fucking conversation twisting my words shouldn't be. I'll clearly say this again. Didn't agree with Olin. Totally step for step with what Shayne just said. Don't think he's a top 10, 15. He wouldn't even start on my team. Has he improved? Yes. As my father said on BHL, we cheer for this guy. You want Sam Mustipher to be great. Can he? That's on Sam, but I'm not giving tokens or awards for where you're drafted or where you start in the league. If you're undrafted, you got to play to the level of an NFL fucking player. That's my truth.
A good way to figure shit out is to pretend that everybody in the NFL is a free agent, and then you find out who would get signed first. That's where
it's James Daniels getting signed or Sam Mustipher.
Oh my God, James Daniels is getting signed.
That's my point.
Way quicker.
That's a great.
That's the point when everybody is still butthurt about the Mitch Trubisky thing.
Right.
Listen, $2.5 million says a whole bunch of what the NFL thinks about Mitch Trubisky. It really does. Cars, am I speaking bullshit here?
People got traded for with shitty contracts over that. And if the NFL thought that the problem was coaching, he would have been on a Cam Newton like incentive laden crazy deal. And that didn't happen. It doesn't mean that he won't, although the odds are against it, but the way the league views him is not a Nagy created problem. It's that it's
do you remember the talk? He's going to go to New England and win a Super Bowl with Belichick.
Pittsburgh. He's going to go to Pittsburgh and be Big Ben's
Belichick wouldn't have had to, if he believed in him. You don't think that he would have signed Mitch for $2.5 million? Shanahan was the other one. He's going to go out to San Francisco. Shanahan's going to make him a superstar. No, he gave up 3 first-rounders to go get Trey Lance.
Exactly.
And he's backing up a guy in Buffalo where he's got 0 shot to fucking play unless he gets injured.
Now we'll see as he embarks after in the offseason, Mitch's value after a step back. See, I want to see his story. Obviously, he's having a baby boy, Shayne. He's having a baby boy.
I know.
Yeah.
Hillary was pregnant, but
they announced it today.
Yeah.
I saw it. Baby
Baby
boy Mitch.
Yeah, they were going to do one of those things where you threw a football at the target, but Mitch missed 17 times in a row. So
still waiting on those Jackson hats.
This guy didn't miss. Here's a little update from practice today if you want to remove that. And we'll
go ahead.
Number 1. I didn't know there was music, so
you gotta watch these fucking music things. They ding you.
Do you know the
playing
fucking
in the
Matt
stadium?
Nagy, Matt Nagy
I was talking about it with Zorich. on the Super 16 poll show with Chris George. If you didn't see that, we were talking live about Brian Kelly. It happened live, and Shayne stepped up and became the assistant producer that night. And you got to go check that out as Zorich responds immediately. He thinks we're pulling his leg, but it really did happen. Brian Kelly is in LSU, and I have even less respect for Brian Kelly than I already did have now.
Didn't know it was possible, but here we sit.
Yeah. All right. Claudio, did you give your prediction?
No, I didn't. Not
Go
yet.
ahead.
So
Can only imagine the smells coming out of that thing, but
Claudio's
Well,
high
I'm
as
gonna- I
hell
mean, listen,
tonight.
yeah. No, I'm not at all.
There's things that I'm not going to get into in front of everybody as to why.
We know, Coach. We know. Yeah. So I think we're gonna.
Yeah.
We're
What
gonna
did
take
you
the
say?
L. 27-14. We will lose.
27.
sadly.
We're going to score two
close.
touchdowns.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, and that's one of my bold predictions. Is Jakeem Grant takes it back on a return?
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
Nice, Claudia. Now it makes sense.
Now
They
it makes
score
sense.
twice. They score one on a kick return. Do they score a defensive touchdown? as
Yeah,
well?
exactly. Pick 6, Jalen Johnson. A double bold prediction. There you go.
Hey,
all right.
real quick, guys. I know Cars has to bounce. He's got some family responsibilities. So
yes,
say your goodbyes to the man, the myth, the legend, Matthew Carstensen.
More myth than legend for sure.
We will miss you until next week.
Just
when
Yes.
we put you toe to toe with Greg Braggs. And no, I'm joking.
Who?
Just one more clip for you to watch, Cars. One more clip.
Can you hear
No,
me?
your audio is terrible, Phil.
Phil, can you hear me? This is your dad speaking. Can you hear me?
The greatest clip ever.
That is awesome. That is
The
awesome.
funniest part about that, Matt, is everybody in the parking lot.
Oh, you could tell instantly. It's like my mom. It's like anybody's parent. Like, it's your mother. Yeah, I know this voice. I've heard it yelled at me every day for 40 years. I get it. I know.
This
I
is
know.
your dad. That's all I think of is what's his name from Howard Stern.
Oh, Richard's dad.
Richard.
Richard, this is your dad.
No shit.
All right.
Dad.
I'll see you guys. Thanks.
All right,
Cars.
Later.
Have a great night. Jackal, your prediction.
41-3 Cardinals.
Wow. 41-3 Cardinals.
Yeah. When it rains, it
And
pours.
Your bold prediction.
JJ Watt. No, I'm not going to say. I think he's going to play.
He's out
this
for the
week,
year,
right?
isn't he?
Yeah, JJ Watt's
Isn't
out.
he
for the
No,
year.
he practiced this week, I thought. But anyway.
No.
He's out for the year.
Nope.
Tune into
Pretty
the
sure he
fantasy
practiced.
football.
Nope.
Don't talk about.
We don't know who the
defense,
fuck
but
is
JJ
hurt.
Watt practiced this week.
Nope.
but
Nope.
How many touchdowns is Trubisky gonna have for the Bears this weekend, Jack?
Nope.
More than Justin Fields.
What?
I think Phil sucks.
Yep.
I love this show.
He practiced working on his conditioning. Just so you know, that was the report 7 hours ago. So fuck all you guys.
Hey, dude.
There is
I'm an idiot.
Brian Urlacher's not expected to play either.
Yeah, you're fine. Anyway, just saying he practiced.
I thought he was on IR.
Saying that JJ Watt is actually going to score more points than the Bears offense.
There's been gunshots heard at Dealey Plaza.
What?
Plaza. I fucking love it.
That's
funny.
funny.
Thank you, Cairo. He's trying to make it back to the playoffs. I was just trying to say I was trying to come up with something silly, just saying the Bears aren't going to score any points and JJ Watt was going to outscore them, but that fell flat. So, Yeah, Cairo's going to be our guy. He's going to kick a field goal. That's my bold prediction.
He's got excellent get off.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great fucking BHL. 6 points.
41-3. Can you imagine?
3, yeah.
Oh.
What's the rant?
Does Nagy get fired after that game?
I said that 2 weeks ago. And
Can you imagine what the crowd would sound like at the end of that game?
God.
I mean,
first of all, if you're just tuning in,
Chicago,
we said you're in Chicago, you're going to the game right when they line up for the kick. Us peeps all over the country, all over the world want to hear you in the stadium, the Fire Nagy chant that is going nationwide. The Bears can't figure it out. George and Ted can't figure it out, but hopefully you can. So we're asking you to keep that going. My prediction, and then we'll get the shout outs. I got the Arizona Cardinals victorious 28-6. 28-6. No touchdowns for the Bears. Matt Nagy continues to struggle. I think Andy Dalton is struggling. They're trying to make big plays. Matt Nagy forgets the run game. I'm giving my bold prediction right here. Matt Nagy comes onto the stage and says that, well, we couldn't run the ball because we got down so quickly. We had to... It's been said. Maybe it's not a good bold prediction because he said that so many times, Shayne. Does it count or can I do it?
Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to say that Matt's going to give the run game excuse, and David Montgomery will average 6 to 8 yards per touch. How about that? And Matt will forget.
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
It's fucking awful. Those poor people.
Oh no.
Jesus.
That happened? I knew somebody on that fucking boat.
I charge him $42 for a haircut.
Jack, I'll never let go. I'll never let go.
Oh, bring that fat ass over here. I want to get it in my mouth. I want to get it in my mouth. Oh, I want to suck on your fat ass. Oh, gotta suck on that ass, baby. I gotta suck on that ass, yo. I'm talking, yo, I'm gonna spread the ass apart, get my tongue in your ass, eating on your ass. So, yo, I'm eating on you, eating on you, eating on your ass. I'm eating on your motherfucking ass. I wanna see it, baby, give me your ass, yo, the whole ass. I'm gonna eat it with my tongue and mouth, yo, you gotta do it.
Tape Never Lies. Shout out, I know you hear me, baby. Shout out, I know you see me, baby. Shout out, we gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew, gotta show love too. Shout out, I know you hear me, baby. Shout out, I know you see me, baby. Shout out, we gotta holler at you. Keep it 100 crew, gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam.
The network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this part signal show is at its end, but for me it's so important to thank the charter members and the fans. Built the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Claudio, Shayne getting nervous cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say they get the shot of vital. But hurry up cause the postman's getting homicidal.
Shout out, I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too.
The network that keeps it real. Sense is strong.
Shout outs. Claudio doesn't have the music up. Look at him. Terrible,
man. I'll get it. That was on me.
God, Jesus.
Shayne don't do shit.
Shayne don't do shit. Phil don't do shit.
Technically should be
what is
the
this
two
new
of
one?
your
What is
jobs.
this?
Should be Jackle.
What is that, Phil?
What's that?
The new option on share slides?
Oh, I don't know. You can
Yeah, I
make
don't
a
know. I was trying to figure that
slideshow
out
now.
yesterday.
Jackal could start producing some slideshows.
There we go. Uh-oh.
Claudio, we didn't even do the cut it out segment.
I have a few from actually the Ravens game if you want to do them. But
God damn it. The Red Sox just brought back JBJ.
I think we're good. I think we're good, Claude.
Jackal's talking baseball. Get him the fuck out of here, too. We'll see.
well, we didn't have to
Cut
keep
it out.
it 100 after that game, so I still have them.
All right, but it's old news. We don't want to go to Canada for our updates here. I want to go right now.
Oh boy.
Trees. Listen, shout out. There it is. There it is. Oop. There we go. We're back. Claudio the barber, cut it out. Claudio's back. Cut it out. We'll be back next week. Claudio.
Yeah, I'll do it next week. Shout it out. So, obviously, to the TTNL fam, everybody here, everybody at home, the 100 crew, of course, in the chat, some new people in the chat. Maddie motherfucking Ice. Got some good comments tonight. I can't state an opinion on the internet. That's the dude's name.
Yes.
So, there you go. Shout out to you. Max Allen, Shy Northside, and that's it. So those are my shout outs. To you, Jackal. No?
Go ahead, Jackal.
Oh, okay. No,
To you,
shouting
that's
out,
you.
you know, Shayne, shouting you out, man. I know you got some stuff going on. Shouting out positivity and love. Everybody else, still glad you're feeling better. Shouting out my wife, who is upstairs right now as Cannon is sleep training in my house, so it fucking sucks. No one is sleeping, as this little motherfucker just likes to stay up all night and cry. And we are doing cry to sleep time, so it's a lot of fun. And we got some unpleasant people in the mornings at our house, but shout out to my wife trying to make some things happen to give us all a peace of mind. So yeah, there's a lot more to shout out, but that's where I'm at right now.
Good job. Shayne, do you have anyone you want to shout out this week?
I'm going to shout out my dad. Probably nobody knows. I've been dealing with some medical issues with my dad this week. Had to leave work on Monday because he was dealing with some stuff. Had to call 911, and they he's in the hospital currently. He's 82 years old and COVID positive and dealing with pneumonia. They're not really worried about that. He is vaccinated, but his diabetes has been way out of whack, and he's not a guy that's overweight or anything like that. But they got it, seemingly have it under control right now at this point. But Monday was a real bad day. His sugar was up around 700, and I mean that's a real high number. But they're bringing it down slowly, and haven't been able to talk to him since Monday. When I did talk to him on Monday, he didn't really know what the fuck was going on. But shout out to him. Hopefully see him here soon if we can get him home. He's got a quarantine obviously because he's COVID positive, but it's one of those things. We've had a rough few months here around the Marsaw household, but we just strap up and keep on moving forward like we always do. Brings my family together, and we face all challenges head on like always. And like I said, shout out to my dad. Love you. Hopefully see you soon, and get better, man. Looking forward to seeing you.
Well said. Well said. Family, obviously, is so important. Family, football, those are my religions, obviously. And I can't even imagine age as we get older. It just puts it into perspective even more. Being a father, all of these things, you think you're invincible as you're younger. And then you start getting older in these situations. Only so much love to your dad, Shayne.
Thanks, man.
I know how hard that is. Like, everybody knows my dad on the show. I can't even imagine in those, just a parent. I'm lucky, knock on wood, I have both my parents still, but the inevitable. Anyway, life is that way. Speaking of family, gotta shout out Cherie.
Absolutely.
Lady Bear, everyone asking, she hasn't been here. I shared it with everybody on the Super 16 poll show where she produces, but Cherie lost her brother. He had a major heart attack, stroke, and totally thought he was getting better. So the trials and tribulations that Cherie has had to deal with on this network, it's been everybody dealing with stuff here, and I can't even imagine her. And he was young at 44 years old. I mean, I'm 48, so putting the perspective in there. So it's just, listen, much love to Cherie and her mom and her family, from all of us, from me. I know her mom is a big fan of what we do, so my condolences to you as well. I don't even know what else to say. Cherie is one of the classiest, most supportive people, works tirelessly and supports what we do here, and instrumental in just the sauce, as we say, of TTNL. So much love to you, Cherie. Nothing but respect. Gotta shout out my boy Loki from Mexico.
Big anniversary for those guys.
Yeah, happy anniversary for you and your wife. I wanted to shout out my guy, Coach Dre, Coach Eric, and Coach Dre. I saw Coach Dre in the chat earlier. He had a good season. Jerome Ransom, Mark Egan, Corey Kennedy, Eric Thomas, Eugene Koch, Coach, Levon D. Lane, William Mookie Hill, Trent Emery, and my guy Jason Onstad sent me a package. It just arrived, Jason. My daughter picked up the package, I guess, and put it in the garage, so I didn't even know I had it here. So I have to open this up, but he sent me a gift. So Jason, I'm letting you know that I got it. I want to shout out Andrew and Courtney, the patrons. Courtney's helping. I got to speak to her, Shayne. She's going to help us with some stuff on the TTNL side. And Andrew, you've been such a big supporter of us. Cameron Beige.
You get the Where's Wendy hoodies.
Yeah. Cameron Beige, I hope you're doing well. Will Hill the second, as well as Will Mookie Hill. My guy Bullets. I don't think I have ever met someone so kind and thoughtful that I've never met before than Bullets. Like, he is TTNL. He's the very definition of empathy. If empathy is the most important human quality.
He texts me every day and tells me about how MJ's the GOAT. LeBron ain't shit. So totally agree. Thanks, Bullets. Love you, bro.
Bullets is the best. Anthony Walker, I see you in the chat. You and your wife, Anthony Walker, has supported me and Shayne for the longest time. Sandy Tom, Logan Frost, Shy Northside, I've seen you in the chat. Foster Covers, my guy Tom Boson, you've been in the chat. My guy Ken Vance, again, Tom, Bullets, Raymond Clark, Edwin Lopez. How can I forget you? And last, I just want to say this, like, football is many different things. I got to shout out Angela from the region. Football is many different things, but for me, it's everything. That's the difference. So I try to be conscious and conscientious of people's feelings and opinions. But at the end of the day, I'm going to analyze. I'm not going to prophesize. I'm going to analyze. I'm not trying to break news. I'm not trying to be a reporter. I'm trying to analyze the problems. And I'm really excited to say that we've done an amazing job on this network. Debating, checking the facts, and doing the tape work. And that's a testament to Bearlissimo, Shayne, Cars, my dad, and everybody else that's working hard analyzing tape. No disrespect to Mr. fucking Jackle, who didn't know that this guy's out for the season. But
He's
maybe
not, though,
coming
but
back.
that's cool.
He's on IR. But
Yeah,
he
you
might
can be
come
on
back.
IR and come back, Phil. You can miss up to 3 weeks. They designate you to return. You got 30 days to come back, but it's cool.
Like I said, it's no shot at Jackle. I love Jackle. Or Claudio, who hasn't watched one fucking rep of tape.
Steven Johnson's just texted me and wants to know if Tooch is still available.
Tooch has his own. Anyway, I
Maximum
love
edge.
all you guys. My last shout out, though, I know I keep it long, but goes to my wife. She's on the precipice of joining the 40 club, the 40 club. So this weekend's going to be heavy in my heart. Her birthday's actually on game day. So she's already given me that look. I'm like, I got to do the show.
See you after the show, honey.
So this is the most supportive, amazing human being. Sometimes, just like Cars was talking about, and everybody about, what's his name? From the Patriots, Josh McDaniels getting a second chance. For some of us men and women, sometimes the second shot, you really get it right. You learn from your mistakes. So maybe that's good for Josh McDaniels. I know it's great for me. I got my best friend and my wife, and I want to wish her a happy 40th. And thank you for always supporting this network and the belief in me and Shayne and what we're doing. In fact, she had a hand in Claudio giving us the idea of Claudio being the moderator. She's had a hand in the music with Cool Kennedy, and also including Chris Jackle, even though he didn't do her backsplash for her. But
I love you.
Shout out to you, Steph.
Happy birthday, Steph.
I know she's asleep, but I love you.
Buy some time, Phil. I'm uploading here. I got it right here.
Okay.
I gotta add them. Yeah, finish yours, and then I have one more shout out. I gotta send out.
So yes, Steph, 40 years old, December 5th. We'll be celebrating her this weekend. You could trust me on that. So can't thank her enough. Everybody in the chat tonight, all of you guys doing the best show. It's the best Bears show. Even with all of this negativity, we have fun and we keep it 100. That I could say. Do you have your?
Yeah, I do. I got home from work today, grabbed Riley from school, brought him back, and we got here, and there was a package waiting. And of course, he sees a package and he just instantly thinks that it's for him. And this one was. So got a little shout out for another Claudio, not Claudio Fernicola, but Claudio
from up north.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Canada.
Claudio
They
from Canada.
sent Riley a Riley strong Chicago Bears blanket, some candy and stuff. So Riley made him a little video that he wanted me to share.
Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Abreu, Aliciana, and Alicio. This stuff is so nice from Canada, and I love the hat and the blanket. Thank you so much.
Hey, can you say anything? Say thanks? Guess not. Thanks, guys. Love you guys.
She was about to take her shit. That's what was going on there.
Yeah, that was a shit smile. That was a shit smile.
She wanted that chocolate bag, just like her mother.
She was prepping up for that fucking Jackal. Don't want any part of that.
That's awesome.
Kissing that.
Those baby chairs make me nervous, man.
What was Cars' comment? What did he call it?
Oh, punching the fart box.
Punching the fart box. Tongue punching.
Oh, we can't follow that with this. What are we doing?
I'm just saying, it's a great line.
Showed Phil a nice video of my son and my daughter, and that's literally
He's talking about anal tongue darts. Awesome.
I was just seeing her. As I remember having twins, you knew when each one of them was about to take a giant poop.
Oh yeah.
They prep themselves up and they start laughing, and then they just explode. Have you ever had the explosion, Shayne?
Oh my! Have I ever? It's daily.
Like without the diaper on, though. Like, oh shit!
Hell yeah. The little. It's worse with boys because they got the fucking built-in pressure tank. So they're nuts. The girls are a little bit. It's just kind of all over. Like Riley used to shoot that shit across the fucking room.
Oh my god! Yes. Oh my god. Anyway, for Chris Jackle, Claudio the barber, and Shayne the smartest man, I'm your guy, Draft Dr. Phil. This has been another amazing episode of Keeping It 100, brought to you by Shy City Sports and the Tape Never Lies Network. Do us a favor, smash the like button. What the fuck is going on here? And share it with everyone. Go over there to the iTunes as well. Leave a review. You can hear our show on every podcast streaming app out there. We'll see you guys next week. And for those of you that love us enough, we'll see you on the patron side, www.thetapeneverlies.com. And we'll be back Sunday, Steph's birthday, Shayne.
See you after the
right after the game, Arizona Cardinals.
This has been a Shy City Sports presentation and a Tape Never Lies Network production. Keeping It 100. Thanks for tuning in to the Tape Never Lies Network.